Hey, what's up, everybody? Mogi Monster here, and welcome to Why the Fascination, or WTF as I like to call it. My dog's being a little pest. I hope everybody's having a good night. Good to see everybody in chat. Right on. What do we got here? Miss Nada Nada, what's happening? Emma Johnson, how are you, hon? Good to see you. Paulie T, what's up, man? Ida Bustamante, welcome. Who else we got in here? I saw Richie Evans, I did see in here. What's up, Richie? Who else? Danny Stan, what's up, man? Danny, what do you got going on tonight? You should pop in. Tell us what you got going on your channels. If you want to wait, if you can wait that long, I know you like to come in towards the end. I think I covered everybody already. Isaac, what's up, brother? Hey, Rex, Mark Dodman, good day. Tight lines to you, man. I haven't been fishing in a while, though. Brown Dwarf, what's up? Good to see you, man. So, yeah, nothing new. Actually, there is something new. Stevie showed me this video today. When we were down at we camped out for 8 days at where we did the 168. She had taken 2 still shots and then accidentally took a 4-second. Sorry. Hold on. It's a dog-friendly hotel, so if a dog barks out there, they bark in here. So yeah, while we were down there, she accidentally took a 4-second video, and she was looking at it, and she's like, "Dude, you got to see this video. There's something in the video." And when you click on it, just to we'll get it on one of these days, maybe next week. You see something walk by in the woods, but it's 4-legged. It's got a tail, but you only see like the back half of it for 2 seconds as it steps out of the frame. My first thought was maybe a Florida panther, mountain lion, whatever. I'm not sure. I'm gonna we'll download it over the weekend or something, and we'll get it on here on Tuesday, if that's all right with Stevie. It was pretty cool. It didn't look cryptid or anything. It was just, what the hell is that? But it had the tail was straight out from the body, almost like a mountain lion would. And it had some size to it, so we'll see. It's pretty cool. Claude Knoll, how's it going? Uncle Bones, good to see you. Hey, Christina. Who am I missing? Anybody? I don't think so. So, it's just another regular Thursday night. You guys know how this works. I will put the link in chat. I'll do that right now. And if you'd like to come on and hang out, bullshit, you got something you want to talk about, click on that link. Follow the directions if you've never done it before. It's pretty simple. And if you come on, just make sure that there's no YouTube or anything playing while you have StreamYard up, because we get a bad echo. And it's pretty simple. If you don't want to be on screen, down below, you can turn off your camera. I know people get nervous about coming on, and I get it. But this way, if you don't want to be seen, you turn off the camera. It's a little more. Christina says, "Mose, we got black panthers, Central Florida." This wasn't black. It was more the color of a mountain lion, wouldn't you say, Stevie?
What kind of grayish tan?
Grayish, yeah. Grayish tan. But like I said, you just see the back 2 feet, or the one, you see it take 2 steps, but the tail is sticking straight out. So, Kathy, how are you? It was cool. She's like, she never caught anything like that before. Well, neither have I, by accident. So that was pretty cool. See Lockbeard in here? What's up, Lockbeard? Good to see you, man. I'm going to keep posting that link in chat. Wit, what's up, brother? So, Moog's also many exotics. Yeah, I know. I was thinking about that too. What kind of an exotic it would be? I don't know, but it was definitely on 4 legs and had a long tail. Somebody said with all the hurricanes blowing down exotic pet stores. Pyromedic, what's happening? Hey, Timmy boy, what's going on, man? What we doing? We're just chilling. You got other plans? You got something you want to talk about? Anything? Come on, click on that link if you want to join me. Anything you guys want to talk about, just put it in caps. I'm sure we can get something going. Just looking through chat, guys. It was the still shot is it's of a, what would you call it, a tree line? And there's high grass, but right in the middle there was a dark spot. And then just to the left there was like an opening, like probably a game trail or something, but it was just past that opening. So she was just taking, pictures of that dark spot, but the dark spot wasn't anything that, this was behind it when it walked by. And it was just, by chance that she took a 4-second video. But yeah, I'd like to have it checked out, and maybe somebody could say, hey, it's this, So Rex says, how you doing, Stevie? Pine Island Research, what's up, Jeff? Guys, if you haven't checked out Jeff's channel or subscribed to Jeff's channel, do so at Pine Island Research. He's got some really good stuff going on over there. Donald Fuller, how's it going, man? MPW. Great to see everybody. Kelly, welcome. Eric, what's going on? Oh, we got almost 40 watching. Right on. Who did I get? Wit? What's up, Wit? All right. I'm just going to keep spamming my chat with the link until somebody uses it. So what do you guys got going on for Christmas? Anybody traveling? Anybody, or everybody just staying home? Don't know what I'm doing yet. Miss Dill, how are you? How's it up north? Kind of cold, huh? Yikes. Yeah, I don't miss the cold. That's for sure. I mean, it was 80 here today, and then I was looking at the weather in Arizona and in Cottonwood, it was only like 50. But I still want to go back to it. What's up, Danny?
Greetings from South Carolina.
How you doing, brother?
I heard you mention my name and say something about me coming on. I figured that was an invitation.
Of course it was.
And plus the fact that nobody else was coming on, I didn't want you sitting up here by yourself for the first 30 minutes.
It's early yet, so we've been
on. I'll stay till a couple more guys show up.
Michael Moore, what's up, man?
I feel bad I can't come on here talking about a great Bigfoot sighting or a great Bigfoot encounter, but things have been so slow around here. I named my last video I put out "Not Finding Bigfoot."
What else? How are your other channels doing?
So I guess. Oh,
yeah.
One of them's doing outstanding, 37,000 subscribers.
Awesome.
Of course, that's the one I don't really mess with much. I don't think I put a video up over there in like 13 days.
Oh, geez. That's not good.
I really like it. It's just those shorts, and I don't really worry about that channel much.
Yeah. That's a lot for just shorts.
Yeah, I know. Tell me about it. I wish one of my other channels that actually has good stuff on it would do that good.
Huh. I wonder how do you work that? You know, like how do you make one work, and you know, what's the difference? Why do some work and some don't?
Well, I don't know. I guess it's because American people have the biggest taste for shit that ever existed. And the fact that on that one channel, I put up the little 1 minute shorts, pictures of Bigfoot or little stuff people send me mostly. People love that and they eat it up. But if you put out a really good long video, 10 minutes long, talking about Bigfoot, they ain't got the attention span to sit there and watch it. But they say they got like that short attention span to watch them shorts.
Sure. And I noticed, like I haven't done a short in a long time, but it depends on the title. You know, I mentioned something about a sunset. I said it's going to be a beautiful sunset, and that was one of my shorts. And that got, you know, a lot of views compared to other ones. You know, it was just, and it was all in the title. I'm guessing.
Well, put out a lot of really nice titles. What's a good word for that? Clickbait titles.
That's
what they call them. I don't believe in clickbait. I believe in you just put out a really good title.
Flat Rock, how's it going? Mr. Vaughn, how's it going, man? Good to see you.
I'm glad I got a good signal tonight so I can be on with you for a few.
Yeah, man. You look good.
I tried to go on a live stream yesterday and I couldn't even, it wouldn't hold up more than 2 seconds or 3 seconds. It'd be beeping in and out on kind of a storm.
Oh, okay.
We don't usually have them storms that cause atmospherical disturbances like that mess up the internet.
No, you got a good connection. That's great. I'm just checking chat.
Yeah, I know what you do, Moggs.
I was first messaging. Oh, we're late. Yeah, Richie was the first one here tonight.
I actually think I might have been third.
Oh, really? I didn't. Hey, JCL, what's going on? Hey, JCL, you're doing really good, man. I'm liking your videos. You're doing a great job.
So and that means a lot coming from Moz, because that's something he's never said to me.
Well, JCL just started putting out some videos on his channel. You guys should go check it out. Definitely. He's got some interesting stuff. Well spoken, very soft spoken. I'm digging it. I like the one with the crystal. You found that crystal, man. That's a quartz crystal. That's a big quartz crystal. And you just found that like in the river or something. That's crazy. Oh, you're welcome, man. Yeah, I'm looking forward to more out of you, JCL. See, I just saw it too. Crystal was beautiful.
Yeah, I had
Yeah,
a.
he found this big quartz chunk of quartz. It's like 5-sided, 6-sided, whatever. It's got the point on it.
I
And he
actually had an ironic, weird experience one night where I'd left some old pizza and stuff out around the area back where the woods are behind my house, and really didn't leave it like a gifting thing. I swear I didn't. I left it more as a throwing out old food thing. And and the next morning, the all the old pizza and stuff was gone, and laying on my car part was a dead cat and a crystal.
Wow.
I actually made a video about that if anybody wants to check it out.
I wonder who's missing their cat.
It was in pretty bad shape.
That's terrible. I don't mean to laugh at it, but.
I buried it in the woods.
And yeah, with a daytime orb. That was the other thing he said. Yeah, definitely check out his MPW. Says, poor cat, lucky you.
So, Moggs, I wanted to tell you about this really great snowmobile I saw yesterday. Now,
Oh,
I'm
good.
just fucking with you, man. I know how to make Moggs pop and make him laugh.
Just hit those sore spots. No, if we were talking like Polaris side by sides, I'd be right there.
So you're still in a motel, right?
Yeah.
You're still in Florida? You ain't headed out towards the west yet?
Not yet.
I think you're gonna make it to January and go to that Bigfoot conference before you go.
Oh, I don't think so. I thought that was in March or something. Oh, is it January?
I don't know. I heard somebody talking about it. Something going on in January and something going on in March.
I think.
I heard Connor talking about it.
Yeah, I think Sawdust Beast and that crew are heading up to LBL in March. But I will be in Arizona in March. Hopefully, I wanted to be there before Christmas, or by Christmas, but that doesn't look like it's going to happen right now.
The longer I stay in South Carolina, the more I wished I was in Florida.
Why?
As temperature, the older I get, the more cold bothers me.
Oh, I know.
20 years ago, I was in Alaska and it was 35 below and it didn't bother me.
Fuck that.
Now it gets down to 50 and I want to turn a damn heater on.
No, that's. I've experienced that cold. I don't like it. So that's why I left Wisconsin and moved back to Arizona, because it was just too damn cold.
Well, I would never live up north where they get 5 feet of snow anyway. Nowhere up there.
No, I'm. Like Sedona right now is in the 50s. During the day, and in Cottonwood, that whole area. And the winters there are pretty mild. You'll get a little bit of snow, and then by March it's warming up. So it's not terrible out there. I can't deal with that cold anymore.
Well, South Carolina's okay. Like a lot of nights we get like tonight where it's probably going to get down to 50 tonight and tomorrow night. But then you got 2 or 3 nights next week where it's going to be in the 30s. That's when it's going to get chilly to be sitting trying to watch a video or something.
No, I mean, I'm still in t-shirts and shorts and flip-flops. I'm content with that.
It's Florida.
That's how I'm going to show up in Arizona, and I'm going to be like, it's fucking cold.
There's a lot of territory between Florida and Arizona to go through to get there.
Yeah.
I hear Texas might be a little chilly too.
Yancey says it's snowing right now here, wherever there is. He loves it.
It helps if you put your state in the comments. It's snowing a lot of places.
Don't be a dick. Just kidding.
I'm not being a dick. I'm just pointing out the facts.
I
I'm
know.
like Jeff.
I
I'm
looked
going to
for
point
it
out
too. I was
facts
like,
to your statement.
I forgot where he was from. Boots on the ground with Barb. What's up, Barb? How are you? Great to see you. Welcome.
And what you said earlier, I agree with you. I love the stuff Jeff's been doing lately over at Pine Island.
Absolutely, man. You know, it's a different approach. It's you know, it's different. If somebody really wants to find out some or learn some interesting stuff.
Half the people on this channel right now, I bet you, have at least ragged him one time over the last year about starting his own channel.
Oh yeah, no, I've been saying it all along. Just as far as like,
you were the first one I remember saying it.
It was like, what? How did he put it? Oh, he keeps coming on everybody's channel and hijacking their channel. So you know, he figured might as well start his own.
It makes it a lot easier than running around trying to catch him on 15 different channels.
Right.
And I did the Jeff Chase where he'd be on one show and 2 hours later he's on another show. And then later that night he's on another show. And you're like trying to catch all the Jeff shows that night.
No, I like listening to Jeff. He's got, you know, good things to say. I just enjoy listening to it. It's something different, you know.
I saw you on that other live stream earlier tonight with a girl. I think it was earlier tonight where they were talking about mind speak and all that stuff.
Oh, that was over on. That was this afternoon. Yeah,
it was this chick,
Texas,
right?
Texas brunch with Bigfoot over on Texas channel. Well, Texas is in Brown Springs right now. So Bigfoot Michigan Rob did it solo today.
I was doing a little babysitting and watching it in the background, trying to keep up with it.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember her name.
No.
The guest that he had on. It was interesting.
Yeah.
You know,
not a long time ago, I would have listened to that interview and thought she was freaking nuts. But after so many things and so many other people saying the same kind of stuff, you have to listen with a maybe kind of ear, you know, taking some of it seriously, because too many people have had the same kind of experiences to discount them as psychos.
It's just the whole, you know, like matter of fact thing, you know, where they're just saying this is how it is. This is how what's happened. This is how what happens, you know.
Well, I listen to the same shows you do. I love a good story.
Oh, yeah.
But sometimes I feel like somebody might just be giving you a story.
That's right. Her name was Robin. Richie, don't say that out loud. Or think that out loud.
I wish I was watching the chat now.
No. He says, Mogs, I mind speaking to you right now. What do you think I'm saying?
I heard the conversation and the word bullshit come up.
When?
I don't know, just making a joke.
Oh, about mind speak? It has something to do with being high, I'm sure.
Oh, come on. If that was true, I'd be hearing them talk to me all the time.
Right.
I've tried that experiment. It failed miserably. I've got no results whatsoever.
Robin Hayes. Hi. Oh, wait. That wasn't it. Was it? No, it was Robin something. Forget. Hayes doesn't sound right. Anyway. But yeah, it was an interesting, you know, conversation they were having. It was kind of, it tripped Rob out, you know, when she put a name to the Bigfoot that he saw.
Yeah.
That whole thing kind of like, oh, really?
Yeah. There you go.
But then
I,
you're
I
like,
don't like
then
to. I don't
I've
like to.
heard it before, so I'm like, I can't
Exactly.
dismiss it.
I
You
don't.
know,
I don't dismiss nothing, but I have a lot of trouble believing some stuff. I have to look at it objectively.
I know somebody here tonight that has the same thing with talking to the Bigfoot. You know, telepathically. You know, it's.
If
I'm
you're
hearing
talking
it.
about Long Island Bigfoot, are
Nope,
you talking about him?
nope.
Because let me tell you, if there's anybody out there I believe that actually does that, it's probably him.
Mike, yeah.
Yeah. I have seen some of his
No,
videos that just made my mouth hit the
Claude is
floor.
here. He's talked about it. Claude Nall. He's talked about it before here and on other shows. He just can't give away too much, you know, that would jeopardize their security as far as, you know, he talks to a female Bigfoot and
Yeah, maybe that's why they don't
right.
talk to me, because if they told me some shit, they'd probably be
He'd
fucked,
be
because
fucking blabbing it all
I'd
over the
be putting it
place.
all over YouTube.
So you're like, we can't trust this fucking guy.
I get that feeling too, man. I was like, he carries a really big gun for some reason.
McCrae, that was it. Robin McCrae. Thanks, Christina. Robin Hayes McCrae. Joe, what's up? Squatching Cowboy. Good to see you.
I can't see the chat, so I don't know what people are saying. But then again, I really don't care. So
they're talking amongst themselves.
I was probably talking about, I can't believe Danny said that, because I get that a lot.
Patrick says Claude is strangely accurate. Yeah, he's I've been talking to Claude for a while now. He's got some interesting stories or claims. You know, it's those are the stories.
I wished I could be more like Jeff and be a researcher. Researchers, they go into some intricate stuff that I don't go into. I just do investigations. I'm not out there beating on no trees with no damn sticks and
Well, neither is he.
making stupid
But he
calls
is,
off in the woods.
his
I don't do none of
research.
that.
His research is so unorthodox. You know,
I think he's
probably.
brilliant.
Oh yeah, but it's very unorthodox, and the time that he spent, you know, doing that research, you know, kayaking up a river and back. I think it was like 8 miles one way, twice a week, or if not more. Yeah, that's commitment. And the way, you know, he's doing things as far as, you know, collecting DNA samples and how he's doing it and just the conditioning that he did for so long, you know, getting him used to a trail cam that doesn't have any batteries, so there's no electricity coming out of it, getting him, you know, conditioning him to these little certain things, you know, it's fascinating.
It's real funny you mentioned the stuff he's doing, because my old lady was like looking at the shopping list I was making, and she's like, "What in the blue hell do we need all this Velcro for?" I told her, I was like, "Don't worry about it. I got a plan."
Okay, you got all this hair. Now what?
Send it to Jeff.
Yeah. No, I'm saying, but the old lady's like, now what? You know, she doesn't know your plan.
I'm not going to tell her neither. I
Abso
like to make her wonder about stuff.
303, what's up? Good to see you. So yeah, guys, I'm going to keep putting this link in chat.
Can't believe nobody else hadn't showed up to irritate you. At least a Polly or something.
Yeah, I'm surprised Paulie hasn't popped on.
He don't usually pop on when I'm on. I've noticed that.
I never paid attention to that. Maybe it's just you. Just coincidence. Who else did I see? John Hall. I saw a name. Somebody said hi to John Hall. Oh, there he is. What's up, John? Whoa, wait, what? Mind speaking is bullshit, and there is not enough 420 out there for me to smoke.
Wow.
Actually, mind speak isn't bullshit. Granted, I've never done it with Sasquatch, but I've done it with humans.
One of the biggest reasons not to discount that totally is a lot of the Native Americans in their folklore have the same belief that the creature can communicate with its mind.
Well,
That goes back a little bit.
Sense.
That goes back. It's not just something people's come up with recently.
Yeah, it would make sense. Absolutely.
Matter of fact, Daniel Boone had an encounter with a Bigfoot once, and he wrote in a letter where he was talking about it that the thing seemed to speak to him through the mind, and his mouth wasn't moving, but he could understand what it was saying. And that was from Daniel Boone.
That's a great idea, man. Paulie should jump in as Squatch Talk. I'd like to see that. That's something to shoot for, Paulie. Practice that one.
Get a dress. But that's Tourette's, where I don't know what I'm saying. It just comes out of my mouth sometimes.
I wish I had Tourette's. That would be, at least I'd have an excuse.
I think most of the audience here knows me anyway. They know that I'm not quite right in the head. I had strokes, and I have a little case of Tourette's, and I just don't never know what's going to come out of my mouth. That's what makes me kind of entertaining to some people, is you just don't ever know what I'm going to say.
I don't think you've ever like gone off, in the wrong direction here.
You should see a couple of these other streams.
What's up, Jen?
As a matter of fact, if people want to see me go off in a different direction, go to Matt Troisi, Keto and Wrestling, and watch his last live stream. And you can see me snap on people and everything else. Matter of fact, somebody's going to put up a video called Bigfoot Hunter Bust Pedophile on live stream.
Really?
Yeah.
Sandra Piper, how are you?
Sometimes you get involved with drama.
Yeah, I try to avoid it.
No, I unfortunately can't help.
Always follow me though.
I unfortunately can't help calling it out when I see it.
I do sometimes. Most people know I try to keep it real and stand up if I think somebody needs standing up for or whatever, and it always comes back to bite me in the ass.
Yeah,
but I'm going to still do it.
Me too.
Rosemary, how are you? Squatch Talk. He just said maybe I'll jump in as Paulie.
That would be even funnier.
Yeah, that would be hysterical. Let me make sure they can. So here's the link in chat.
I was going to jump in that one night you were on when everybody started talking about Bigfoot and Wild Boy, but you never did put another link in the chat.
Last 45 minutes you said I didn't put I thought I put something towards the end, but Barb, no, I'm not. I wasn't invited. Mugs, are you still doing the 168 in the spring? Nope. No, I guess they did. Well, if you'd watched the 168, you'll see, or you won't see me there. We'll see how they do on part 2.
Yeah. Moggs thinks he is definitely part 1 material. So I don't look at it that way. I look at that as saving the best stuff for last.
Right.
So you up there so high that they can't put you on part 1. You gotta be like the main event.
Mr. Lee, what's up, buddy? Sorry, man. He's like,
that's why I feel weird opening the show.
Oh, because you think you're the main event? No, dude, it's it doesn't matter, I wish Stevie had gotten more airtime. But again, if there's going to be a part 2, then see how that goes. Yeah, I don't know, dude. A lot of shit changed after 168.
You think so? As in how? If you
Friendships,
don't mind.
people I was, friends with or associated with, it got turned around. It's not from something I did that I know of. But yeah, it is what it is. I'm not losing sleep over it.
Sometimes that happens when people actually meet.
No, normally, I mean, you've heard, I'm not patting myself on the back or anything, but people keep saying when they meet me, I'm cooler in person than here, and I'm outgoing and I'm helpful and, I'm just, whatever.
You're the coolest, most laid back host on YouTube already. So how much cooler could you be in person? We definitely have to hang out.
Yeah. I mean, well, Richie Evans is in here. He's, I just hung out with him a couple weekends ago. Cowboy, Squatching Cowboy. He came on after he said that. He goes, Mogs is cooler in person. After the Tennessee outing. Reaching Cold Mountain before you. How's it going? Hi all. Yes, times and peeps are getting quite difficult. It's no, it's just I don't know. I'm not going to sit here and have a pity party, but things have changed a lot in the past 8 months.
I don't know if that really sounds kind of sad. But
Joe says Mogs was cool until he went and left me on the mountain. Oh hell! I thought I was going to have to carry his ass off the mountain, or at least roll him down the hill. I wouldn't. Oh, see that? Richie knows. He says also the eggs was yummy too. Because I cooked for Richie, but I also cooked for Joe and Squatching Cowboy, him and Kenny, and I actually think I fed Bigfoot and on as well. But yeah, we went up, we did this hike and went back, and those guys went and did their thing, and I cooked breakfast, and they got back, and I handed them each a plate, and they're like, "Are you serious?" I'm like, "Yeah, man." It was bacon and eggs and potatoes, and that might even had corned beef hash, and yeah, I love cooking.
Yeah, I do too. I do a lot of cooking myself.
Michael, what's up, man?
As a matter of fact, since I've been on this keto thing, I've been preparing mostly all my own food anyway.
Mogs, did you have good stuff to add the first 2 days of 168? Well, you know what, dude? It wasn't like we weren't there. I mean, we went out and, we filmed and we were part of it. There were supposed to be 2 crews that went out and, things got a little screwed up, but we did go out, yeah, we put just as much time in as anybody else, but you couldn't tell from that what they, the first 2 days we were there, we were doing it too.
You got a lot of young material still on video, right?
Oh yeah.
You can put up your own videos.
No, I could. That's a lot of shit to go through, dude. I have fucking so much,
So it's gonna be sometime July before we see any of that, right?
What, second one?
Stuff you got.
Oh, I'm there. I doubt I'll put any of that out. Maybe. You know what? Once I get settled.
I bet half the people in the chat would watch it right off the rip. The minute it come out, another half would get to it.
Oh yeah, no, they'd watch. Richie says I've been eating eggs and cheese and a big salad and a cup of hot tea, no carbs. Well, right on, dude. Where did I just see that? Oh, Mr. Lee, thanks for posting Dan's links to his channels. Daniel Lundy, how's it going?
Well, I appreciate that, Mr. Lee. Well, it'd be great if Mr. Lee was to get his ass up on here and say hey to me, because he ain't never did that to nobody.
Maple bacon and green apples fried together. That's interesting. That's very interesting, Patrick. See, now I'd be adding sugar just to caramelize the apples.
Can't eat no sugar.
I don't use a lot of sugar. Not saying I don't eat a lot of sugar. I have a sweet tooth, but it's usually in the form of a cookie or something else like that.
I've been completely
got off that crap.
I'm completely cut off sugar. I don't eat no sugar products whatsoever. I even drink Coke Zero with no sugar in it.
Yeah, but that stuff's not it's not that good for you. If it has that aspartame or whatever the fuck that one.
Yeah, I don't like the artificial sweeteners too much. I don't drink a lot of it. You know, like a glass a day or something.
Yeah,
I drink a lot more juices and V8s. Drink a lot of coffee.
I drink mostly water and coffee in the morning, which is just flavored water. I did.
Seems like in the wintertime, because it's really cold, I drink a lot more coffee than I do in the summer.
I don't know that. I don't think it matters with me. I kind of, because I have a cutoff point. I usually don't drink coffee after noon.
I don't drink coffee with caffeine in it after 5 o'clock. I have other coffee that's decaffeinated. I drink at night if it gets cold. I like coffee.
No, I just avoid caffeine at night usually, except tonight. Like I did, I'm having a cup of coffee, but it's only one. So
if I drank a cup of coffee right now, I'd still be up at 4 o'clock in the morning probably.
Meredith says, Mogs, you're such an awesome gentleman. Yes, a lot of things change. A lot of people changed after 168, and I don't like what I see in the future. I think we all see a change in some people.
Wow, that was deep.
Well, no, it's true though. I mean,
yeah, but it makes me feel like right over my head because I didn't get it, you know, because I didn't see that big a change in the people I follow that much.
Well, what people don't know is I almost got into a fight with Gary Arnold right off the bat. See, no, check this out. I'm gonna say, I get to the campground, and there's a gate. I get to the gate. Now I've just driven 2,500 miles. My legs are cramped up. I'm sore. I'm not in a good mood. I get to the gate, get in touch with Stevie. She comes down. She unlocks the gate, and I'm about to pull in, but before I can, here comes this truck from the other side of the gate and blocks the gate. High beams on. I'm like, what the fuck is this? You know, Stevie, can you tell me? I'm not backing up because I'm in a 16-foot box truck towing a pop-up trailer. I ain't backing up. So something happened, and I got pissed off, and I just yelled in the truck just out loud, why can't anything fucking go right? But I said it loud. I got through the gate, and I put it in park, and out of the corner of my eye, I see someone walking up to my window really quick, walking up to the truck, and it's dark. I don't know who the hell this is. So I throw open the door and jump out. And I'm like, don't fucking walk up on me like that. Like still don't know who it is because I can't see them, but they're right in front of me. And what I get is, what's with the fucking attitude? I said, don't walk up on me like that, dude. And then I realized it's Carrie. But when I stepped out of the truck, I left the door open. Both my dogs took off.
Oh,
Evie starts yelling, the dogs, the dogs. And I'm still face to face with him. So by the third time she said the dogs, it clicked. And I took off running. They ran across the street into this field. Carrie took off running too. And I caught Lucy, and that's the only one I had to catch because she's the runner. Maya's the German Shepherd. She's the follower. So I don't know if I grabbed her, if I stepped on her leash, if the leash was even on her. But at this point, I'm ready to throw up, dude. I'm like gagging, like just ready to puke. Carrie I grab Maya. Carrie ends up grabbing Lucy and carrying her out. But that's how it started. You know, that was my introduction to Carrie Arnold. Was, you know, I don't fight, dude, but I don't back down either. You know, at a corner of your eye, you see someone rushing, you're like, what the hell is this? You know, shit happens.
but y'all got over that real quick, didn't you?
Well, I apologized. You know, I said, dude, I'm sorry. I didn't even know it was you. But don't come up on somebody like that.
Yeah, I got like a reflex for people sneaking up on me too.
No, it wasn't. You know, like I said, I don't fight, dude, but I'm not going to back down. I'm
not going to say I don't fight. I will say I prefer not to.
No, I don't. As an adult, I've never been in a fight. I've broken them up. I've stepped in between them. I've broken them up. You know, I was a bouncer for years.
Well, I kicked the neighbor's ass last summer, so. He got drunk, started acting stupid, and the stupid motherfucker swung on me, and I had to whoop his ass right out here in the yard.
Yeah, no,
and then 30 minutes later, his wife was begging me, "Don't call the police on him. Don't do that."
Ever since then, it's just our friendship kind of went away. You know, and there were other influences that caused that to happen. Other people talking shit.
Yeah, you get a lot of that too, don't you?
Yeah, and you'll see comments in the comment section at times, and people mouthing off, and I leave it.
Let me tell everybody now, listen, if Danny Staten says something about you, rest assured, I wouldn't say nothing behind your back. I wouldn't say to your face.
Right.
That's my motto. I'm completely an asshole.
People talking shit in the comments, and I just leave it because people who know the truth know the truth. Some of these people start spouting off who have no clue what they're talking about. They sound like they know me personally, but they don't know shit. Reach a cold mountain before you says, "Really, Danny? I need you over here for the same druggy neighbors. So go over there and kick their
Bad
ass."
part is I'll probably get along with them. See, there's that Tourette's again. You just don't never know what's going to come out.
No, that's fine.
But usually if I say something, it's usually to try to get somebody to pop or to make them laugh. I believe in spreading joy to the world.
Absolutely. So here's that link. Once again, guys, you know how it works.
Somebody needs to jump on here. I've been on here like 30 minutes or something, 40 minutes.
Oh, and I appreciate it. I
know people's getting tired of hearing my crap.
Yeah, so that was so. I just think it was funny. That was, Carrie Arnold used to like me. Now he steals my co-host. Whatever.
Oh, that went another shot.
Oh, I got to take him a while. No, that was dicked up. But whatever, takes two. I mean, whatever. Not even going to get upset about it.
Well, you know, I'll just come on here and co-host with you anytime you want me to. All you gotta do is ask.
No, I know. I
People can
appreciate
sit here and watch us. People can sit here and watch us talk about not finding Bigfoot.
it.
I haven't even had a sighting report or nothing going on remotely out of the ordinary or weird. Not even a damn UFO sighting or nothing in the last 7 days.
Yeah.
I think everybody's attention is so much on Christmas and stuff, they're not even paying attention to what's going on in the world around them.
Was there, Richie just, was there a school shooting today in Florida?
I do not know. I haven't watched the news today.
Well, I hope not. If there was, prayers to those families. Jeez. What's up, Pat?
Hey, look. You know, it wasn't that hard to break in the guy's account. You know what I'm saying? Like, he left it wide open. Here I am. It's Paulie. I'm here. I'm talking to you guys. We're talking about the big feats. I don't know why you guys think the big feats exist. But hey, it wasn't that hard to break into the guy's account, okay? That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Right?
Well
Mom?
done, man.
What's going on, guys?
I am so lost.
Why? It's Pat doing Paul.
I know what's going on. Yeah.
That's perfect.
Who the hell is Pat? Pat, he left his account wide open. The password was 1234. I got right in. Just saying.
Reach a cold mountain before you says I recently went to the Sierra Nevada, spent a couple of days, didn't see anything. I'm looking forward to going back west. Since I've come out here, I've talked to, I see more people that I didn't know were in Arizona, so when I go back, hopefully, sorry, sound like somebody was coming through the door.
Hey.
Yeah, I want to start, hopefully hooking up with people out in Arizona and even California or wherever out west, because I want to start doing a lot more investigating. There
he is.
Get out of here, Paulie. Dude. I told you once. I told you twice. Don't.
Tony, what's up, man?
Perfect. Where are you at now, Muggs? I'm curious. I'm just curious.
I am I'm north of Orlando, in Florida.
Okay. Cool. But you're headed out west.
Yeah, I'm going back.
Cool.
Back to Arizona.
Awesome, man.
When he did that, I heard this old song pop in my head or something about going out west, want to be a cowboy baby or some shit.
Some Kid Rock.
Kid Rock? I was about to say, dude. Yeah. Like
that's what I heard in my head when you said that.
Kid Rock song. I could write it. I could probably write that song right now.
Wit says Squatch Talk is a great channel.
And what does Wit know? Nothing.
Nah, dumbass.
Nothing. Nothing about any kind of quality being provided to the online community. Obviously, this is the place to be.
I like it when you and Joe go off. I really do.
What do you mean? Who are you talking to? Me?
Yeah, I like it when you and Joe have a conversation on your show.
What's up, Brent?
What's up?
How's it going?
Hey guys.
Brent, my main
What's
man.
up? Oh, does that mean the background? Hold on.
Let me bring Paulie back. Hold on.
Miss Nada says Arizona's missing.
Well, Moggs, I've been on here long enough. You got some other guests now to carry on the conversation.
I appreciate it, Danny.
I might pop back on around the end of the show to talk for another minute or two.
Right on.
Well,
But if I do
Danny,
that, it'll be selfish. It'll just be for the reason to hang out backstage after the show and talk to you.
Yeah,
Well,
I got some questions I don't want to ask on the stream.
well,
Right on.
Danny, it was good to meet you, brother.
All righty. Good to see you too, man. I
Yeah,
watch
man.
your show all the time, dude. I really do. And good to see you, man.
Yeah, you too, man. Good talking to you.
And I will try to come back on a little bit later.
Right on.
Right.
Hope to see you later.
All righty.
Thanks, man.
Y'all take it easy, man.
Peace.
All right, you too.
So what's up, Brent?
Not much, man. What are you up to? We gotta pop on, say hi.
You want a show?
Yeah, that's how it is.
You want to call it that?
Are you doing you, boo? Yeah.
Yeah.
So did you
Welcome.
repost
Yeah.
that video? I know you
What's
took
that?
it down. Did you repost it?
Oh, I did. Yeah. Well, I just put it on listed, and I talked to a couple people. They were cool with it, so I put it back up and figured, hey, why not?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was good. It was
Yeah.
it was well edited.
Yeah. Well, I figure, just give people a good chance to, play along, see what they think.
No, I agree.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I don't think offense was needed to be taken once anybody had a question about it, they should, ask,
Yeah.
So I don't know why it got so much,
Yeah.
Great.
I think it's a complex one right there. A lot of parts going into that one.
Sure.
But
Anyway,
yeah, it was an interesting one.
It's all good.
yeah, just keep it up.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong
That's
with
cool.
questions, right?
Yeah. It's cool you're heading back to Arizona. My mom lives there, Grand Junction.
Grand Junction, that's in Colorado.
No, okay, so it's Apache Junction. Yeah, Apache Junction. Yeah.
That's out in the sticks.
Yeah. I went to the Phoenix airport for the first time, man. My sister gave me some bad instructions. So I was just riding that monorail thing all the way around all around the airport. I'm like, geez, what exit is it? Or stop? Yeah. Ooh. It's a cool airport, though. I like it. It's big.
Apache Junction's pretty cool. I mean, I've been out that way. Actually, the last Waffle House I ever ate in was in Apache Junction.
Oh, nice.
Really?
Yeah, she doesn't live very far from Superstition Mountain.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, she lives like right there. It's like right out of her backyard or area.
Yeah, that
But-
place has got some good stories.
But
Yeah, I've heard.
surely
It was nice.
Surely they have Waffle House in Florida, right?
Oh yeah, but the last one I ate at was in Apache Junction.
Oh, okay. All right, I got you. I went to Boot Hill in Arizona.
Tombstone?
Yeah, Tombstone. Mm-hmm.
I want to head up to Jerome just to go to the winery, and they got some really cool history up in Jerome, Arizona.
Yeah, well, I lived.
So I like my only boots on the ground trip through Arizona. I went to Boot Hill and I stayed the night around Phoenix. Weird, different, way different environment, man. It's like a different world out there, out west. It's so different, dude.
Well, I don't think people realize, like with Arizona, that Arizona has so many mountains.
They do, but it's also
I was actually kind of surprised.
It's also wide open too. So I've been to Vegas several times, and that blew my mind too. But going through Arizona and that part of the country, just the whole what's out west. If you're from the east and you've never been out west, you will think you went to freaking China or something. It's so bizarre. It's like completely different out west. 100% different.
The first time I saw Sedona was like when I got there, it was nighttime, so you couldn't see anything. And I went to my dad's house, and the next morning I woke up, and he had this floor to ceiling, huge picture window in front of his house, and it faced the Red Rocks. So I wake up all half asleep and walk out and look at out the front window, and I'm like, holy shit. It was just this incredible view.
Yeah.
But yeah, you mentioned Jerome. I lived in Cottonwood. You got to go through Cottonwood to get to Jerome, unless you come over the mountain from Prescott.
Yeah, I think we're going to be coming up south next time, or when we go up there.
Yeah, Jerome's a cool town. Jerome's an old mining town. If you guys don't know, if you've heard of it. Yeah, there are miles and miles of mines underneath that town. Sits on the side of a mountain. It's just, well, you've been there, so you know how cool it is. It's kind of
I haven't been there yet. I want to go. Yeah.
Oh, you haven't?
No,
Okay.
yeah. It's we're heading down there next. Yeah, when we're visiting my mom this next coming year, that's where we're gonna go because we want to go to the winery there, that Quesadilla or Caduceus winery that the lead singer of Tool has.
Yeah, Maynard.
Yeah.
I've been in his house actually.
Oh no shit.
Yeah.
Wow. Down there in Arizona.
Yep, he lives in Jerome.
Yeah, he
that's
does.
Where he lives. I mean, that's where I was at this house. And it was cool because the front door was round. It was like
like a hobbit.
No, it was more like the top of a wine barrel.
Oh, I see.
Right.
Yeah,
that's clever.
That's what it looked like. It was pretty cool.
Mm.
And then his wine cellar, that's round as well. Like I remember walking down, you had to walk against the wall, and it went down in like a spiral staircase. It was pretty cool.
What were you doing there? Were you just hanging out with Maynard?
No, me and my buddy went to do, it was my buddy's account. He did the windows there.
Oh, nice.
And they were doing some construction and other shit there. And so me and my buddy just kind of walked down the stairs into the wine cellar, check it out.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, actually.
Yeah, it's funny because like Maynard usually doesn't talk music. You want to talk something, talk wine. Or
right.
Normally he doesn't talk music.
Yeah, he was in that documentary Blood into Wine. It's a really good documentary about his journey into the whole winemaking process and stuff.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Like
there's a ton of wineries
happening there.
Ton of wineries.
Yeah, actually, I just got my girlfriend a bottle of his wine for Christmas.
Oh, right on.
So actually, just got delayed again for shipping. So I'm hoping, fingers crossed, because it's supposed to come on the 21st. So I don't know. It's been delayed twice, but
well, hopefully you'll get it before Christmas. That would be cool.
I sure hope so. It's one of the big parts of it.
Yeah, he's into martial arts too.
Yeah. On I have an alternative channel, and I went to a book signing with him, and so I was able to record a bunch of stuff of like just him talking about like when he was in his first band and like parental advice and all this different stuff. It's really good to see him like engage in that way because it's like a completely different side of Maynard. Because I'm a huge Maynard fan. I love all the work that he does. Yeah, huge fan. Been to Pussifer, Tool, Perfect Circle.
Awesome.
Huge fan. That's interesting, dude. I didn't know like you were into all that stuff.
Oh yeah, dude. I'm a huge Tool fan.
I knew that Moggs over here was into AC/DC.
I just wear the shirt.
Right.
Today I'm into Chris Stapleton.
Nice, dude. Nice. Yeah, I mean, shit. We should. I mean, we could talk Swatch, or we could talk music. Hey, we're on Mog's show.
We could do both. We could do both and talk about Tenacious D's Sasquatch. You know, have you guys heard that one?
No,
Tenacious
I
D.
haven't.
Jack
No.
Black.
Oh, really? They have a whole song dedicated to Sasquatch. It's
I did
actually
not
pretty
know
good.
that.
I will
Yeah, it's
have
pretty
to
good.
check that out.
When they
Yeah.
when did they put that out?
Oh, that was like, oh man, it's like 15 years ago.
Oh, really?
So
Yeah,
back in
it's
the day, today.
yeah. They also did that movie too, and there's a scene in there where he takes mushrooms and he turns into Sasquatch, and he has a Sasquatch journey, and they sing a Sasquatch song, and it's yeah, he's a big fan of Bigfoot, so he incorporates some of that stuff in with his movies, his show.
Jack Black.
Yeah,
did?
Jack Black, yeah, and Kyle. You got to watch the music video though, because it's funny because they have Sasquatch in it because they try to bring him in as a drummer, as a third guy, you know, but he's just not that good.
The
It's funny, though.
drummers never are.
Yeah, it's funny though. If you guys haven't seen it, Tenacious D's Sasquatch.
Lockbeard says, "What kind of music pisses off the Sasquatch?" Probably Tenacious D.
We should like test that, right?
Mowgli Crew. That's funny.
Mowgli Crew. Yeah.
I'll blast like, you know, some GNR or some Tool or, you know, something that has some good beat to it. Just because, hey, maybe they'll think it's interesting and come check it out, or not like it and throw a rock at me.
Somebody said they didn't like Zeppelin. That's just complete lack of taste. Yeah, like they played Zeppelin and they got all pissed off.
Right, because it's all to them. It sounds all over the place, right? But yeah, like what Brent's talking about is like throwing the beat down, like the solid.
Yeah, Richie says, "I heard rock Sasquatch hates." It's possible. Yeah, I'd like to get. You know what, Richie? Next time I'm there, I want to go explore because I was just at Richie's house. I want to go explore back behind his house. There's a lot of woods back there. A lot of woods.
Where is that at?
He's down on the Gulf Coast of Florida.
Oh, nice.
Just what's the name? Oh, Crystal River over that way. And there's this huge 28,000 acre wildlife preserve that's like right behind him.
Yeah, that's a one you want to use like Google Earth to try and like scope it out and
oh yeah,
you really dive into. Yeah, oh, there you go. Yeah, it's a good way to check out areas and stuff.
That's interesting to me. My weird thing about them down there, and especially like Moggs, like what you're talking about, is like how the hell, like they can only be there, like they can never leave, right? Like you know what I mean? Like it's weird. The Florida Bigfoot phenomena is very bizarre to me.
Why?
And I'm not saying, I'm not making claims that they aren't there, but if they are, they're an endangered species. Like, because I just don't see a way out of Florida for them. Like for them to ever be out of Florida, they're kind of trapped. So
why? Do you know how many greenways there are?
Oh yeah, I mean,
you look at a map of Florida. I mean, most of your cities are on the coast, and there's just tons of greenways and you know, wildlife preserves
to where?
Hey,
like north out of Florida, like where?
Well, yeah. If they wanted to go that route, they could get out of Florida, but you know.
No, that's what I'm saying. I mean, maybe they could sustain the population there. That's not the claim I'm making. What I'm saying is I can't wrap my head around how they could ever leave Florida. So it would have to be a sustainable population in Florida. That's where I'm going with that. Like I don't see a way for them to ever get out of that state.
Why would they have to?
Oh, maybe not. But that's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
That, you know, sure, if you want to talk about sustainable populations in Florida, okay, fine. But they're trapped there forever. Like, I just don't see a way for them to ever get out.
Well, do you think a Sasquatch in New Jersey's like wishing he was in California? I mean,
not necessarily if there's
but you know what I mean?
Jersey, but yeah.
If they wanted out, they'd fucking leave.
Yeah. Well, yeah. When there's a will, there's a way.
They'll get seen. They'll get seen. That's my point.
Bullshit. There's plenty of greenways between the glade. They could go from the Glades to Georgia and not be seen.
Where in Georgia?
Oh, I don't give a shit. According to someone, there's no fucking. What did I just see? It says there's no Sasquatch in Georgia.
Oh, that's
Donald Fuller. No Squatch in Georgia.
Yeah. He says that in jest.
No, I'm sure. But yeah, there's tons of connecting greenways. I mean, between
out of Florida.
Hell yeah, easy.
I don't know. Let's look at some maps.
Do it. I'm telling you, dude.
I'm on the other side of the country. I live in Washington State, so we have the Cascade Mountain Range going all the way up into Canada. So they have so much access.
Even if there are green belts, and I mean, I know this part of the country pretty well. It's mostly coastal plains, coming from Florida into Georgia, coastal plains until you hit the Appalachians. Those are choke points. So, you know, I don't know. Probably maybe a good place to look for them in the choke points. I'm just throwing it out there.
That's if they're migrating out. I don't think that they migrate long distances. If they do, it seems like they stay in certain areas because they need to know the areas.
But in a place like Florida, you don't have to migrate out.
You might be right, Moggs.
It's a mild climate during the winters. It's not like like up. I don't know where else I could give you an example.
They wouldn't, right? I mean,
I don't think that they migrate long distances. I think that they're nomadic in a certain area.
They do.
Seems that's more plausible.
Yeah, because I mean, how do you get adjusted to a Florida climate, and then next winter you're up in New York or something? Like, how could you even deal with that?
But Jeff pointed out something the other night, how chances are that the northern Sasquatch will have more hair follicles per inch, on their body.
Oh, I heard that. Yeah, that's interesting.
And then, you get down into the Florida area or the coastal areas down here, along the Gulf Coast where it's warmer, they have less follicles, their hair's thinner. It's just, everything adapts,
Sure. And I mean, I could totally get that, buy into it. It's just I just feel like if they're in Florida, they're going to exist there. They're kind of stuck there. That was my only point.
But I just don't understand it.
They're
here. This is where they live, man. Why are they stuck?
We could look at maps. All they have to do is make it. I mean, if they could make it from Florida to the Appalachian Mountains here in North Georgia, then they could go all the way up to Maine.
Yeah.
But are they built for that? You know what I'm saying? It's like, because they're up north too. Like, these things are up north. The phenomena exists up north. It exists down here, down south,
everywhere in between.
There's more than one.
In the right,
So I learned
the right environment. But so I don't know. I mean, it's interesting to think about.
Yeah, they don't need a lot of cover. I mean, to get from point A to point B.
I agree with that.
So it's not like if they were in Central Park in New York City, then they'd be stuck. Okay. See what I mean?
Yeah.
Florida is not Central Park. Florida,
No, no, I know,
there's
but
so much
the
land.
gap between Florida and the what would be northern Georgia or Alabama, South Carolina, Mississippi, uh, North Carolina, like that gap is all coastal plains. It's wide open. There may be some green belts, but eh, you don't get a lot of reports from those areas, and you shouldn't, because like they would pretty much be exposed in the coastal plains.
Have you had much luck down there in Florida? Looking for Bigfoot?
Me? No.
Yeah.
No, I don't go out of my way. I came down, did the 168.
Oh,
And
how'd that
then
go?
Well,
It
he
went-
almost got into a fight with Carrie Arnold,
It
like
was
right off
fun.
the bat.
it was fun though.
Yeah.
Met a lot of great people. Had a good time.
That's what
Did a
it's
lot
all
of
about.
filming. Oh yeah, no, we had a blast. Met people that I normally wouldn't have met. Made some friends, and it's a cool area that we investigated. There's so much woods and swamp, and it was cool. My biggest fear were the pigs.
Yeah.
The hogs. I saw it.
Yeah.
Like we had gone back there, and I ran into some pigs.
You did? You actually saw hogs out there?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
they were small though, so they just like scurried away.
right.
Yeah, man. I couldn't imagine going out looking for Bigfoot in Florida. With the alligators, the spiders, the everything was going to kill you down there.
Right.
Up here in Washington,
Same as
man.
Arizona.
Yeah, up here in Washington, we're pretty good. We don't have on the west coast or the west side of the Cascades, we don't have like rattlesnakes or anything of real danger. Just mountain lions.
Miss Nada says, "Are they in Arizona, Mogs?" Well, supposedly. That's all I can say. I can't confirm it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's where Mogollon Monster came from, because that was the name of Arizona's Bigfoot up on the Mogollon Rim. And those stories have been around for years. You hear a lot of stories coming out of the White Mountains from the Apache reservation over there. I think they were even talking about going public, and that's odd for Native American to want to go public with anything like that. But I like to get over there. The Mogollon Rim isn't too far from there, and that's gorgeous in itself. It's Ponderosa pine forest, aspens. You're at 7,000 feet when you're up on the rim. A lot of researchers go up there.
Well, hopefully one of them gets lucky.
Brent, swamp apes find you, not you find them. By the way, I know firsthand by myself.
That's what I hear. Hey, I've been up here in Washington, man. I've been like everywhere, like the backcountry, looking for them, trying to run into them, man. It's tough. You got to just let them find you, because you're not going to find them.
And that's my theory. I went out on my former roommate has property, and I was doing some work at her fish camp, and one day we were just, when I went there, I went a couple of times just by myself to work on the house, and I would put it out there. I talk to them, you know, out loud. I'd be like, this is why I'm here. This is, you know, who I am and what I'm about. And, you know, I mean, you know, harm or disrespect or anything. And I'd like to talk with you or see you or meet you or whatever. But I put it out there, you know, in hopes that, you know, it got heard and they'd make their presence known rather than me going asshole deep in alligators.
Yeah, you know, just the tone of your voice too will communicate so much of intent and kind of, you know, really, you know, I think that they pick up on those subtle things of our vibes and stuff. And, you know, that's, you know, maybe why they come around more people or, you know, certain people more than others, you know, like some
Sure.
people, it's like, you just get that bad vibe. And it's like, oh man, I don't want to get anywhere near this person, you know, and just stay far away.
Well, you know, my dog is my barometer when it comes to people.
There you go.
Know? I even had like roommates. I'd be like, dude, if my dog likes you, you're good.
It's true. It's true. But yeah, you know, I just try to go out there and put myself in a situation, put out a good vibe, and so hopefully they pick it up and will kind of want to interact and stuff.
Monster Radio, what's up? Good to see you. Whispers from the Dark, welcome. Christina says, Mogs, they come to me. I don't go far off trail. And that's what I think it is, you know. I can't see marching through the like down here, the swamp. I've done it, but
what do you really expect to happen though? Like they can hear you like so far away, you know, like they're never going to sneak up on them. You're never going to. So it's like, I've seen a lot of cool backcountry and stuff, but it was like, man, this just doesn't seem like it's working. Just got to go out there, find an area where, you know, there's signs of them, and go out and try to do whatever it takes, you know, throw spaghetti at a wall and see what sticks.
Timmy says, you know, you fell off your stool, Pat.
So wondering where he went. Where'd he go?
I don't know. It wasn't me. I didn't push the wrong button. Richie wants to know, Brent, did you hear Wes Germer's story in Washington State, Sasquatch Chronicles?
Yeah. His whole encounter was fake. It's a hoax. Wes Germer.
Was it?
Yeah. It's funny. Somebody, you know, because he did his whole thing and stuff in 2015 or something. So, you know, somebody or, you know, a bunch of people went in to try and figure out, you know, if his story is true or not. So they went all the way back to the weather, see what, you know, try to verify if the weather was, and the moon and stuff, and it shows that their story isn't true. I mean, it's like a you know, Jesse Smollett type of thing. You know, it's just the facts didn't back up the story, and it's just one of those things. And you know, his whole, I don't know if you're a Wes Germer fan, so
yeah,
but his encounter, same here. Actually, it was Sasquatch Chronicles. I was there through like the first 60 or so. It was on longer, but I wanted to start from the beginning. It was like, oh my God, the Siege of Hanobia was amazing. And, you know, you skip around and listen to all the good episodes everybody recommends. And so, yeah, and he has credible people on there, like Jay Birch was on there and other people. So he does have, you know, real people. It's just his encounter itself was fictitious. But, you know, you'll encounter that a lot in this subject.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Which doesn't make sense.
What's that?
You know, because, well, the whole basis of him starting that channel was because they had that supposed encounter. And rather than let it define them, they you know, in order to deal with it, they started that channel. And either way, I like his channel. You know, I like
yeah. Well, it's also good to have a really good story to start a channel with too. And with that, it's able to create a narrative of, hey, these are big bad things that are stalking you. Be careful. You know, that spookiness on it early on that is something that they utilized because they actually don't even own Sasquatch Chronicles. It's owned by some guy in Florida or in Texas. It's a business.
Really?
Yeah. Yep. You should read that 40-page report. I'm sure you probably already did.
Probably
a lot of
not.
interesting, a lot of interesting information. That's why Will Jevning left, Sharon LeGros left, is because they were caught, and they believe that they were caught. Yeah.
Will Jevning's not doing anything anymore?
Oh no, he went and started his own show, Creek Devil, after he left from the Sasquatch Chronicles.
I didn't know he was involved with Sasquatch Chronicles. Yeah,
they were there. Him and Will and Shannon was involved like the first 75 episodes or so, and then once it came out that that report came out and it showed that they were hoaxing, they just jumped ship. They're like they didn't want anything to do with it, and they just left. And he just went on by himself and built a very successful podcast show.
Yeah, because the first time I listened, I was like, "Oh, what's this?" And then you listen, and I'm like, "Wait a minute, what?" My first couple shows, I'm like, "What? Sasquatch? Every state? What?" Like all baffled. And then, the first 3 or 4, it's like, okay. And then by the time I got to like 3,000, hearing them all, you're like, holy shit. There's got to be something to this, and everybody can't be lying.
Yeah. Yeah. It's Sasquatch Chronicles is one thing that's got me hooked into the subject. Like it just got me obsessed. Yeah. Cause I was listening to it all the time, and it's like, I couldn't stop. And there's some really, he does a good job at interviewing and stuff, but yeah. Like that, the whole Bob Garrett story, right? The whole ripped up tent, the camp that was all ripped up by Bigfoot.
Vaguely.
Yeah, it was an interesting story, but that ended up not being real. But
somebody said recently, he said that chances are 85% of the stories that come out of that channel are bullshit.
Yeah, I read on Reddit that people can identify the same people but playing different characters and have a different story. I didn't pick up on that, but a lot of people are making that allegation. So it wouldn't surprise me. You got to come up with content for people to listen to, and there's a certain point where you tap out most of the population.
Oh no, I see it happen all the time with other channels. Like. Especially new channels, coming up with content. Like Cryptids Canada. Leslie would get into these spots where, hey guys, send me your stories. I'm getting down to the bottom of the barrel, and you got to get creative and post, whatever. But yeah, I was curious how he got so many damn stories. But like my favorite story, and I hope it's true, is the I Shouldn't Be Alive one with the woman from England.
I'm not sure I heard that one.
Oh, come on. The woman's like, she's visiting California on business, and she's out. She's taking pictures. She took a hike, and she's going down to the beach. And she gets to this one part where the beach, before she gets on the beach, she's kind of set back in the woods, and she's following the path, and she gets to the opening, and there's like at least 3 Sasquatch on the beach. There's a male in the water. There's 2 females. The male is just throwing back seaweed, and like he's harvesting seaweed, and the females are throwing it over their shoulders and whatnot. And she screws up and drops the camera lens, or clicks the camera lens, whatever. And the male turns around and comes charging out of the water, and he's ready to kill. Female steps in front. She passes out. That's all she remembers. She woke up 10 feet from her car with her clothes up around her head like she was dragged. But the way she tells this story, you can hear the fear in her voice. I forget what number it is, but it's the title of it is I shouldn't be alive.
I'll have to give it a listen. Have you heard the Mike Woolley story? This is the one where he was out hunting and he saw it and the Bigfoot smiled at him and chased him.
Yeah, I don't think it was a smile.
Yeah, not a smile, but showed his teeth.
Learn, they show their teeth.
Yeah. That's actually, that story is the reason why I always back in to wherever I go. I always back in because so if I have to leave, I could just hop in my car and just take off. I don't have to do like a 5-point turn, be like, oh, hey, wait, Bigfoot, as like pounding on my window.
You hear that a lot. People use that strategy of backing in. I would never have thought of it.
Yeah, I mean, it's.
I would now.
Yeah, it was that Mike Woolley story, man. It was so intense, because he just brought you along with him. I was like, oh man, I can't get mad.
See, Pine Island, Jeff knows the story because the male came out of the water, and I've heard this before. It had an erection, and it was pissing all over the place. And I think that's the point where that's when they're worked up enough where they're going to kill. There was another story. The thing chased the guy into his garage, and he said it had an erection and it pissed all over the place. And like he got into the garage before it did, but I think I've heard it another time. It's just
who knows. But I could see Bigfoot being really aggressive at that point because his family's there.
sure.
But it makes you wonder if Bigfoot does that just to scare us, because what are we supposed to do when we encounter a bear? We're supposed to look big and bad and try and scare them off. So I kind of wonder if some of those aggressive encounters are just them just getting us out of the area.
I don't know if when it gets to that point, if it's a bluff charge. I think that's when game is on. And Mogi Monster, what is Brent's opinion on the Independence Day footage? I know some think it is a hoax, but I would love to hear his thoughts.
The Independence Day, that's the one with the baby, right?
Is that where it walks
carrying
behind
the
the
baby?
rock? He walks behind the rock and picks it up. And
I think that's I don't think it's real because there's a lot of indicators to show that it's not real. First off, it's anonymous, so nobody knows where it came from, don't know the date or anything like that. I don't even know why it got called the Independence Day footage. So there's no way to verify it. And if you look at it, when you watch it, you can see how the camera starts to pan left before it even starts walking. And the Bigfoots, they
anticipated.
Anticipating. And Bigfoot had an option to run behind the rocks. Like it walked parallel to the rocks. It's like to get the best shot. Bigfoot, they're incredibly smart. They would run backwards, like away from the threat and not parallel to it. So, like, you got the rock here, and he was just like running behind the rock, but he could have just ran off.
It sees it as a threat.
Yeah, well, I think all people would be seen as a threat. And it just looked like a person, and I think it might have been Leroy Blevin's suit, this suit maker who that suit looks like almost identical to the Leroy Blevin suit. So I don't think that one's real, personally.
It looks good though.
It does. No, he did a good job. The baby was a good touch.
I've seen it, analyzed and how the baby moves and the mouths move, and it looks, even in the breakdown, it looked good. I was like, damn. I don't know if it was Thinker Thunker or whoever did it.
Well, Thinker Thunker was caught using intentionally lowered quality. He took something down from a 720 and showed it at a 240p. So he actually intentionally lowers quality to I think better create a narrative that he wants for the footage. So I mean, he was already caught doing that. So I don't know if I didn't watch Thinker Thunker's breakdown on the Independence Day footage, but it's something to consider when looking at his evidence that he does stuff like that, and just seems misleading to me, but it's just weird.
Didn't know
But
that. I don't know. I don't know all these little.
Yeah, but if you look at the Leroy Blevins suit, it looks really close to it, like really,
I don't
really
know.
close.
Where would I find that? Where would I look for that?
You could put Leroy Blevins Bigfoot in Google, I guess, a suit, Leroy Blevins Bigfoot suit, and it'll probably pull up one that will show him a full shot of him walking in the suit. And if you look at it and compare it to the Independence Day footage, it's like, wow, that's pretty close.
Right on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't get in that into this. As far as I love the stories. And I want to see one. But all the little politics and the little who's bullshit and who's not. It's
my whole thing getting into the subject is I just really want to see one. I've had a lot of what people would call Bigfoot experiences, like I've wood knocked with something back and forth in the woods, and just had all these different experiences. That's my ultimate goal, but it's like, getting to that goal, I got to figure out what is Bigfoot related type of stuff, and that's kind of what sent me on that journey of like trying to verify what's what. So I'm not wasting my time on something that's not Bigfoot related or something like. I'm not a big fan of tree structures that commonly get shown because, I personally don't think Bigfoot would make a structure that we are going to find that we can easily sneak up on them in. I think that they make, since they're so elusive, they make shelters that blend into the environment that we'll walk by them and not even see them.
Yeah, but it's hard to make a structure in the woods and not have it be noticed. As far as like, if a tree's bent, like if it's out of trees, you're gonna notice it. You know what I mean?
Well, they can use like down trees. They could use the environment to blend in with it. Live within those layers of it. I don't think that they need to manipulate it too much.
I also think it's situational, like or as far as like next to a game trail, putting in a blind just to break up their silhouette,
Yeah, I think that they have a bunch of different stations, like they have like day stations and ones that they could take babies or ones that they could stay at for longer periods of time, and to kind of work within the food source areas and not to wear down a forest area too much, so it leads you back to where they are.
Sure. The Nosy Bigfoot, what's up? Never saw it. Welcome. It's a new name. Who else did I see? Shadow Time Writer, how's it going?
Have you ever been up to Washington?
No, dude. The furthest west is California. And that's as far as I got. I've never been north of California. I've never did in Utah, Montana, any of those states, the Dakotas. I want to get out there though, especially up Northern California into Washington and Oregon and up that way. There's some people I'd like to hang out with some people up there. Like I want to hook up with Brown Dwarf. He was in chat earlier. He would just be fun to hang out with.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, he's a cool dude. Yeah, I actually want to hit up the Patterson-Gimlin film site next year. Kind of go see where Patty walked and just kind of go check that out. It's like a film or one of those things.
Hold on a second. I'm just looking at some comments. Some aren't too nice.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no. Well, like Nosy Bigfoot, you don't have to start, going off on someone in chat.
Yeah, I don't want to disrupt the show.
Oh, you're not.
Oh no, like the people in the chat.
Yeah,
I
no,
was.
we oh, right on. Well, let's see. I'm gonna have to go to. I got to go to YouTube on my phone because I'm on. I just yeah, like I could split the screen and do like YouTube on one side and StreamYard on the other, but it takes away from the StreamYard experience as far as seeing everything.
Oh yeah.
So I can't do any. I can't control anything like from the StreamYard side.
I'm using it off my phone, so you don't get very many options with that.
No, I just want to address some things.
Some drama brewing up in the chat.
Yeah, yeah. I'm getting emails. Christiana, you can just chill, all right? Yeah, there's no reason for people to come in here and start shit. You know, I don't have a problem with anybody. You know, so don't start coming in here and picking on people in my chat who are regulars. That's bullshit.
Yeah, just ban them. Be done with them.
Oh, they'll stop. I'll just start fucking kicking people out. You know, if you want to come and hang out, hang out. But
Yeah.
don't come in and cause drama. That's what moderators are for. If you guys feel that they need to go, make them go away.
Put them in a timeout because they're being children.
No, I can kick them out completely if I wanted to. But you see a new name, you give them the benefit of the doubt. But you're going to be a dick. Time to go.
See ya.
Let's see. Yeah, because that drama can go elsewhere. We don't need it here.
Yeah, too much drama.
Sorry, I got quiet. I'm just trying to.
That's all good.
Huh. Chris wants to know, Brent, any reports of Dogman in your area?
Nope.
Any thoughts on Dogman?
Personally, I don't think the Dogman is real. I think that if anything, it's a Bigfoot with a wolf's head or a coyote's head, like Native Americans used to wear, like a headdress, or a wolf head or a bear head or something like that. Because Dogman just doesn't seem like it's physically possible, like physically possible. So it's like, well, what are people seeing then? It's like, well, it's either a bear standing up and running away real quick, or it's a Bigfoot wearing a headdress similar to Native Americans for whatever reason. Maybe to blend in, or it's a tribal thing. Who knows? That's my thoughts on it.
No, it's a possibility.
Yeah. I mean, we don't know. That's the thing. We just don't know. I really looked into the Dogman thing when I first got into this, like 5-6 years ago. Like, man, I was like just digging into everything and trying to figure it out. And I came to the conclusion that it's just not a viable species as far as functionality and stuff. And, unless you get into like a paranormal aspect of, shape shifting of sorts. But I know the Dogman became really prevalent here in the 1970s from it was a Michigan radio show that was doing this.
Show.
Yeah. And yeah.
But do you think that I don't know that one song and that one DJ would have had that much influence on this. I mean, Dogman's a huge phenomenon.
Well, so is Slender Man, but that was also started by a creepypasta. So I mean, it can influence people to create their own stories that they want with them.
Sure.
Just very similar to a creepypasta, how popular Slender Man is. And I'm not saying that I'm right or anything. It's just in my investigation into it, that's kind of where I ended up at, because in my opinion, there's no real evidence. I don't understand the biology behind it as far as physicality. Where are the dog women? Where are the dog women? Are the dog kids like supposed to be wolves? I'm having a hard time with it, so it's like, let's put it on a shelf, and maybe if there's better evidence to come out to support it, maybe I'll look back into it. But yeah, I kind of whittled myself down to Bigfoot.
Monster Radio says, "Oh no, what I saw was not a Sasquatch. It looked way too much like a hyena to be anything but." I've heard a lot of reports on that too, a hyena-looking creature.
I've heard reports of them looking like sheep, looking like a various anthropomorphic animals.
Yeah, but they're not. Those are like one-offs you hear. A sheep squatch, or you don't hear a lot of.
Did you ever see the sheep squatch with the little headphones coming down out of it? It's a really cool picture. No. It's like, and people take it as being real. It's like, oh. But yeah, that's just my thoughts on it, on the Dogman. Yeah. It'd be cool. It'd be cool if it was real. It'd be cool if somebody went out there and got some really good quality evidence that will stand on its own to really.
Well, it's funny when I got into the whole Sasquatch thing with Sasquatch Chronicles, then once you get into this, you're going to start hearing Dogman stories. And I was like, Dogman? What the hell's a Dogman?
I didn't know what it was either.
Like, oh, come on. One cryptid at a time. I can't, don't start throwing all this shit at me. So yeah, I'm definitely on the fence about Dogman. I want to see a Bigfoot first, and then.
Did you ever see the Gable film? Gable film was a big proponent for the Dogman.
But that was fake.
Yeah, that was fake. Yeah, but a lot of people don't know that. Yeah, that was fake.
Yeah, it was well done. I mean,
very well done.
With the whole time era, like from the snow machines to the trucks to the clothing to everything. I mean, they did a really good job on that.
No, I was impressed. Yeah.
And people claim that couldn't be a person running in a ghillie suit. Yeah, it could.
But there's breakdowns for it of why it is a Dogman or whatever, out there on YouTube. And
the guy came out and said it was this is how we did it.
He showed. He's like, here, guys. But it's funny in this subject where you can show people like direct evidence, and they still choose to believe what they want to believe. I've had direct experience with that.
That's crazy because, the guy came out and said, well, here's part 2 and this is what we were doing. And, how he dug the hole and got in the hole and laid the prosthetic, makeup and shit.
Well, there's a tree up here in Washington State that a lot of people said that a Bigfoot lived under and would communicate and would use tunnel systems underneath and would use this chamber to communicate with specific people. And it ended up being a branch, an embedded branch up. It's a marriage tree, and it goes up like this, and there's an embedded branch high up in there. And when the wind blows, it pulls on that branch, and it shoots the sound underneath the tree. So it sounds like it's coming from underneath the ground, to the point that the ground starts to shake, like the dirt starts to shake because it's thumping so hard. But it shoots all the sound down. But it's a weird phenomenon that that happened with it. Yeah, so it's interesting stuff.
That's cool. How somebody figures that out.
Yeah, well, I was the one that figured it out. It was the most interesting. It's the coolest tree I've ever seen, and I take people back there, even non-Bigfooters, and they're like blown away by this tree because it sounds like there's coming from underneath the tree. Sounds like it's growling, roaring, talking, thumping really hard. to the point like you can feel it underneath your feet. And yeah, it was so cool because I fell for it when I first got there. I'm like, oh wow, this is amazing. There's a Bigfoot living underneath the tree, and it's communicating with people. But the person who took me there would only keep people there for so long, because that was their research area. So you only had limited access to it. And then, there's one time I just went back there by myself and figured the whole thing out and told people about it. Then I pretty much got blacklisted in the whole Washington State area because I came out about it. And I talked to people about it that truly believed it, and I take them out there and show them the branch, how the whole thing works, and they still choose to believe that a Bigfoot lives underneath there. So it goes back to what we're talking about, that doesn't matter what you show somebody, if they want to believe in it, they are going to believe in it.
It's true. Huh.
Not everybody, but some.
Sharon Guy, how are you? Abs says people have seen yowies that look human when they are calm, but when they get angry, their face totally changes and their jaw and nose starts to protrude. Weird. And it's funny because Bigfoot Michigan Rob, his experience, he was fishing with his girlfriend, and when he first saw this Bigfoot on the shoreline, he said it looked like a person with Down syndrome. And then it changed. Like, it got mad, and he said it like morphed into what he said it was demonic. But if anything growls or makes a mean face or whatever, it's gonna look demonic like that.
Yeah, you're gonna be like, what the hell? Yeah, I mean, you're looking at something you're not used to ever seeing, and then it gets mad at you. Yeah, it gets mad at you, and probably it can come out looking like a demon, ready to eat your face off or something.
But he swears that the face changed, like it morphed. But I gotta read this. Richie says, Mogs, I am smoking skunk ape, live butter, and THC milk, chocolate pumpkin spice indica. I've had the skunk ape before. And the purple Wookie. So yeah, there's like Nikki's got her channel out, the Hoodwinks and Hoaxes. That she'll tell you about the videos that are all hoaxed and call people out on it.
Yeah, she likes to talk about ones that are kind of older that people might not know about, and try and help educate people on
don't fall for it.
Here's how we everybody figured it out. I don't think she's going after like people who are currently hoaxing, because there's too much drama associated with it.
Sure.
I don't go look to call out hoaxers. I mean, if somebody comes across my way and they're hoaxing to a level where it's affecting other people and they're doing a lot of nefarious things to people, that's when I'll kind of speak up. But somebody who's just, hurting nobody or whatever, I don't ever say anything really. Let them have their thing, I guess.
Miss T, how are you? Good to see you. Ghost Dragon ZW, what's up? But yeah, it's just a fascinating subject to me,
Oh, it is. I love it.
And I'm a romantic, so it's like I want it to exist,
Yeah, me too.
And people, it's not that I want it to be discovered, and I don't want it to be discovered. That's why I'm like, I want to see one, but this way I know. I'm not looking to prove it to anybody, but I don't think they should. I don't want to see it be discovered for their safety, for their sake,
I'm actually the same exact way. I'm not really out to prove it. I'll try and collect evidence while I'm out there, do the best I can, whatever. My whole goal is to see one. But I know exactly what you mean, because I like it how it's just ours, we don't have to share with anybody else. It's just our subject and stuff. And the people on the outside, they don't even care about it anyways. Yeah. And it's just so much, there's still that magic left. And I think if it came out to be discovered, I think I'd be incredibly sad in a way that magic, that mystery is kind of gone from it, that we can't keep wondering and exploring about it. Everything is already out there, and it's just like kind of.
And even if they did come out with it, like you said, some people wouldn't believe it anyway.
Yeah, but there's going to be a point where the evidence will speak for itself. Nobody needs to defend it, and there'll always be a small minority of people not believing it, but ultimately, I think most people would believe it, and I think they'd get bored with it and be done with it.
Christina says, Mogs, before you leave Florida, meet me in Pasco County. I will take you to them.
There you go.
I'll have to look up Pasco County.
That's what I like to do. I like to go out with other people who, who research areas and just kind of see how they do things and learn from them and just be out there. It's just so much fun.
168 was for me was a learning experience and meeting people who get out there and do this. And, like Mark Newell, it was great hanging out with him. Because
I watched him in that documentary, and he did really good. Like, he was really informative, and he was doing good.
Hey, there's Nikki now. What's up? Squatch DTV. Bigfoot.
Oh, hey guys.
Okanagan.
It's Leon.
Leon, yeah.
Leon, Steve.
I was talking to Leon was it the other day? With Jeff and those guys, we were hanging out.
I created a new nickname for Leon. It's good. Its name is Leon Ringo Thompson, because he's the fourth guy on the Buckwash crew. It's a Canadian Bigfooting group that highly recommend if you guys haven't subscribed or check it out. It's the Buckwash crew. It has Thomas Steenberg in it, who's kind of been around and really a good guy to talk to. That dude has so many good stories. Like he was telling me how this guy Renee DeHinden pulled a shotgun on John Green, just because he left him out there in the woods one day. And he's just got so many amazing stories from the Four Horsemen and the Bigfooting from the 70s, 80s, 90s and stuff. He's a great resource, but good channel to check out too. They got some good discussions going on there.
Yeah, Pat's hangs out with those guys over at Squatch Talk. Leon and Donna Fuller says, Mogs, have you ever make it to Vermont? I'll point you in the direction of them around the Appalachian Gap. I have been to Vermont. I've skied Stowe, up in Stowe. Wow, we got a bunch of people here. What's up, Leon?
Come back,
hey,
oh my God, come back. Everybody jumps on.
Full house. Full house.
Should be one more person there.
Yeah, I'm getting there. What's up, Nikki?
Good Lord.
So you're going to end the night with a panel.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, that's me.
Oh, yeah.
The echo?
There you go. Yeah, that was me.
Yeah, we were scoping you in the background, and we said we should just bomb a show. Let's do it. Like, each of us gave you 5 porcupines, which is the highest rating you could have for quality network.
Aside from getting an actual porcupine.
Yes, that's true.
Fucking Christopher's never going to live that down.
Hey,
we're up to 11, 12 videos now.
Yeah.
This will be good for another video or two.
How's it going, Joe?
I'm all right. I'm tired because I got my glasses on.
Oh, yes, because we're seniors. I can't see you guys at all because I want my image to look young and spry.
So no glasses for you.
No,
You know, Muggs, it dawns on me you might want to consider dropping the link in the last 45 minutes more often.
That's like eyeballs.
Oh yeah, right. It's like 2 hours in. Well, we weren't going to stay too long. We just thought it'd be funny to do for you. So,
It's a bomb.
and say happy Christmas and Merry Christmas and Happy
Merry
New Year.
Christmas, everybody.
Yeah, you guys too.
I forgot to say greetings from East Texas.
Hey.
With all of East Texas. Awesome.
And I'll say hey to everybody. Hey,
Hey, Donnie.
Hey.
hey, Nikki. Hey, Steve.
Hey,
Howdy, howdy, howdy. Now you're from Vermont?
Me, I'm in South Carolina.
Oh, long way from Vermont.
Now, somebody in chat is up in Vermont.
Must be
They just said,
That mom's on.
Steve, Donald Fuller wants to know, you get my email address? So
I'll figure it out.
I'm just a messenger.
Yeah, come on, Steve.
Come on, a man's got to work sometime.
Yeah, he's been messaging you for a month and a half now. Though.
Hey, Suzanne, how are you? Good to see you.
oh, my sister.
Yes.
That's my
Some good people in
Suzanne.
the chat.
Christina says, hey, panel, Merry Christmas. Yeah, I still got like 2 shows before Christmas hits.
It's coming quick. Hope you guys
Yeah,
get
it's a
your
little
Christmas
too
shopping.
quick. I was hoping to be on my way to Arizona by now, but
No,
still here.
I see Jeff's in the chat from Pine Island Research.
Jeffrey.
I'm surprised Jeff ain't on the screen from Pine Island Research.
Yeah, so.
Mugs, let Steve screen share this new Sasquatch picture rating system. Yeah. Did we see that?
No, not on the show. You saw it the other night when we
The
were
other night.
after show. If you want me to put it up, I'll put it up.
Yeah, man, I'll put it. Yeah,
All right, you got to find it.
that was pretty funny.
It was pretty funny.
Well, so
Everyone
much
can
for
use
going
it.
to bed.
Yeah.
I downloaded 2 shows I wanted to watch. It's 10:02 my time in BC. So, oh my God.
Brent, you left so fast after the show. And we
Yeah.
stayed on talking forever.
I had to go eat. I was so hungry.
Well, watching Leon, as soon as the show ended, Leon's like, "Argh."
Yeah, I couldn't wait. I was
And
so
the funny
hungry.
thing was, I come on and Leon's stuffing his mouth. I go, why is Leon always eating every time I see him?
Every single time. Yeah.
And then there was
Always
a timer,
eating.
and then we're talking, and a little while later, a bell goes off in the background. I'm like, Leon, your Pop-Tart's done.
Yeah. Well, you
That's
guys
good.
the shows are always at 5 or 6 my time, which is when I get home from work. So I'm starving usually. It's like, oh my gosh, I got to eat something. No,
Hey,
break.
Leon, it's good to see you, buddy.
You too, mister. I liked your last videos, by the way.
Thank you.
I didn't make a comment
Hey,
on
I had an email the other day that come on somebody. I'm not going to say their name, but they said my videos were full of shit. I'm like, how can I be full of shit?
There's nothing in them.
It's like my videos.
There's not because nothing in them. It's just that I ain't seen a Bigfoot yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, you're
So I see
Right.
we have a question. What do the panelists think about 168 hours? I think the video I uploaded will answer that.
It's a good history lesson.
I have to confess, I haven't even watched it.
I watched about 10 minutes of it, and
Oh, did you?
I didn't.
I watched the highlight of it.
I had a history lesson of Florida, so
Mm.
wow.
Yeah, I watched it. A little secret, guys. If you guys, on YouTube, you can actually turn the speed up on the video, so you can
Oh, yes.
bust a video out so much faster. Like you can turn an hour and a half video into like 45 minutes. They'll talk really fast, but you'll get the gist of it.
Yeah. The nice thing is, instead of waiting 10 minutes before you get watching anymore, you'll learn in a minute and a half. Okay, that's enough of that. Like, but I can't say anything on it because I haven't watched it. I haven't had any time. I'm just got other.
I'm obsessive compulsive. I watched the whole damn thing.
Did you?
Actually, I watched it twice just because
Yes. Well, that's
I
good.
just wanted to understand it.
I don't think I made it through the whole thing.
It was tough.
in
Well,
it.
actually,
I was there.
I
And
fast forwarded through the story parts.
if you happen to turn 168 hours and you watch it in 20 minutes, this is what you'll hear.
Hi, I'm Chris Noel, and look at this chipmunk and all this stuff go by. Oh my God, it's a porcupine. Where is it, a Sasquatch? I don't know. It's going up the tree. Let me go get my thermal imager.
Shit.
Oh man.
I don't think Christopher's going to survive this one. I think this is one of those ones where the politician gets a phrase attached to them and it's hooked onto them forever.
Now, did the helium voice come through?
You did.
Yeah.
Very
Yes,
Okay.
it did.
Very good.
Because I can't hear that, but
It was good. Very well done. Yeah.
That's pretty much what it sounds like, though. When but you can bust out a video really fast, though. Highly recommend it. My little secret.
I don't know. I guess it would depend on the video.
Are you putting it
Yeah,
on? Or?
if it's one that's really kind of hard to watch, that you just want to kind of watch but get through it really quick, best way.
Hey, Mog, I'll be back in 1 second. I have a cigar problem.
Oh, right on, Danny.
he's got a cigar problem. He doesn't have one.
Smoking.
Always got his. He left his mic on. We'll hear him pee pretty soon.
I hope.
It is funny though. Some of the videos you watch, it's literally brutal to watch them. Like
Abzo303 says a group of 20 plus people isn't going to walk up on a Sasquatch. 168 method is flawed. Well, it wasn't.
It's gonna work. What are you talking about?
It wasn't like that.
Take
I mean,
168 people in 168 minutes and get that Sasquatch.
Okay, so you have to talk a little slower when you're on helium because it's a little too quick for us to figure out what you're saying.
Rafaela, hello. Prairie Fire, hi. I forgot what I was going to say.
I don't know.
Oh, it wasn't. It wasn't like that. It wasn't like 20 people just walked out into the woods. We went out in a group of, well, the one night we kind of, there was a lot of people in the woods, but for the most part, there was like 5 of us that would go out,
Oh, you were there. I forgot that you were there.
Yeah.
He almost got into a fight with Terry.
If you watched it.
No, but like I said, I fessed up. I actually haven't had time to watch it yet. So
No, it's okay.
probably do it over the Christmas holidays, maybe.
I just don't think the name is appropriate. The whole theory of 168, the name itself is there's 168 hours in a week. So from hour 1 to hour 168, they're supposed to be filming or recording in some capacity. And that's what the whole, documentary should be based on. Once you introduce film or a picture or anything that wasn't filmed in that 168 time period, then it's null and void, if you ask me. If we didn't film it, why is it in there? That's my.
It just sounds like he was rushed on it. Like he didn't put the time in that he needed. Like he probably should have had other people help edit it. So because it sounds like he was just really busy and stuff, and didn't really have the time to do what he probably wanted to do.
8 months wasn't 8 months wasn't enough time.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. He says
Was it 8 months?
They can't let somebody else edit it. They would edit out the porcupine.
No, actually, I don't think the porcupine was in that one yet. Yeah.
It is what it is. I'm just.
Yeah. Yeah, it's.
I haven't talked. This is the first time I've really talked about it.
We're all getting blacklisted. Isn't that exciting to have that freedom?
Fuck.
We get that freedom. We get that
I've
freedom.
been blacklisted a long time ago.
It's like, oh my.
Yeah.
Hey, Mose, I was watching Gypsy Road last night, I guess it was, and the vault keeper came on there.
Yeah.
And I kept asking him if that vocal he played on your show the other night was real. He disappeared, and Dark Bars came on there and started giving me hell about it.
What? You know what? Mind your fucking business.
That was
Not
great
you.
too when you did that.
The question was directed at somebody else. Why does somebody else get involved? Okay, I'm not saying this to start shit with anybody, but gentleman can stand up for himself.
I
He
got
doesn't need
crickets.
somebody else,
He
Apparently,
left.
for him.
And then Dark Water started giving me shit about how do you know what a Bigfoot sounds like? You never seen one? And I said, no, but I've seen that movie he recorded from.
yeah, it's fake. It's not
Like,
even-
Again, I'm not here to stir up shit with that crew. But damn, I mean, if you're going to present something like that, expect to get questioned.
I know. Don't use something that's so widely known, like something
Really?
so popular that's anybody's going to pick out. Like, you don't even have to be that invested in the subject that you would know that how or that
And
whatever.
it could be Vald, it could be anybody.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter where. If you're going to put that out there,
Yeah, anybody.
and people know it's bullshit, expect to be called out on it.
but then Dark Waters come on there and started taking up for him. I'm like, well, shit, watch the damn movie. He goes, can you prove it? I said, yeah, give me a couple of days and I'll get the clip from the movie. And I'll send it.
He's just trying to bully people into his whole thing. So just stupid.
I was getting pissed too. I was like,
He's just trying to be a bully to people and whatever. And trolling them.
It's a lot of different people are catching
I
shit.
haven't heard the audio yet.
Even Jeff got caught shit for something recently. Jeff offered legitimately, said, hey dude, if you want that analyzed, I'll hook you up. If you want to find out what it is, or and it wasn't a point to prove him or disprove him, wrong. It was just an offer to, hey, we can analyze it for you, and they got all bent out of shape. We're not giving
Well,
you
it's because
shit.
they can't have anybody else analyze it. That's the thing, because it's obviously from that movie.
by the way, Gypsy Road, that was a good show last night with Connor. I'm not bashing on Gypsy Road or Eric or Connor like that. It was a good show, but I just couldn't help when he come on there. I just had to say something about it.
Hello,
Well, it's going to
Gypsy
follow
Road.
him. I mean, it's going to follow him around. I mean, it's just a.
Oh, we were talking about that on the show before we came over onto your show. Was the idea is if you have something that you want to show somebody, hey, and they said that to you, you'd say that'd be awesome. Yeah, that'd be cool. Like right now, I'm doing an audio for Alberta Sasquatch right now, and I've got it out to about 5 different people right now that are analyzing it. And that's what I want to know what it is. It's really bizarre. What's it? Where is it logged on to? What's its closest reference in all the data pools that are out there online that we can dip into to see if we can recognize what it is. Keeps coming back as a canine, but that's what bothers. I mean, the nice thing is the networks that we're getting right now, we can send the stuff to people. Whereas before we at least now we have resource people for specifics to send stuff to. Whereas before we were just on our own, or we tried to find somebody, and now we don't have to do that. We can just send it to a variety of people and get their observations on it. So
My go-to guy is Curious Cryptid. I mean, he's probably one of the, I don't know, in my opinion, one of the top people out there to help clean up audio, to help analyze it, and to help figure out what it is. Because that's whenever we record stuff, we just want to find out what it is. We don't want to just put it out there, say, hey, it's Bigfoot, then have other people eventually have to tell us, no, that's really an owl, buddy.
Yeah.
Sawdust Beast is good at analyzing audio too. Yeah. He does a lot of audio work.
Oh, nice. Yeah, it's good meeting, new people and, just getting really good people together to help figure out this whole Bigfoot thing. And, I'd like to see one, but, I don't know.
And everybody says be careful what you wish for. I'm not wishing for it. I just want to see one.
Yeah.
I'll send you pictures of my ex-mother-in-law.
What was that?
I'll send you pictures of my ex-mother. Oh, I'm on the chipmunk voice still.
Whoops.
What was he talking about?
I heard something about your mother-in-law. Was that what I heard?
Yeah, I'll send you pictures of my ex-mother-in-law. You'll see his Sasquatch.
So on that note, I have to get going, guys. I have to work early in the morning. So thanks for
All right,
letting
man.
me bombard
Yeah,
you.
thanks for popping in.
Good night,
man.
Thanks,
Leon.
Leon.
You guys.
Good
See you,
to see
man.
you,
Good
Leon.
night.
Remember, treat everyone with respect, so you don't look like your old cows, old dead buzzards.
Yeah.
I try
Yeah,
to.
Nah.
One thing I learned at an early age, never go out to the bar and drink a lot. Thought I went home with girl looked like Michelle Pfeiffer. Woke up the next day, it was Barney Pfeiffer.
Oh, you poor lad.
Bye.
Good night, Leon.
Anyway,
Dark Waters is in chat, and he'd like me to post the link. Again,
Go
I'm
for
not here to call shit or hear shit. I don't really want to deal with it.
Was there one of those things where it's a conversation, or is it just one of those one-sided conversations where you get told what to think?
Don't know yet.
Why wants to give me hell?
No,
You know what?
has to do with me.
No, put him on.
Is everybody
Put
in
'em
the doghouse? How about you, Danny? Did you fuck up too?
I didn't fuck up. I just
Only
got
with my
He's just
girlfriend.
trolling people. He's just trolling people to try and get a rise out of them, so he can go
That's
to
not-
his
I mean, what-
whatever
that's-
he wants to do.
I'm not going to sit here and assume why he's doing it because I'm not going to stir the shit pot. Did I post that? I just think people are entitled to question things. If they hear something and they don't believe it, well, question it. It's not about, like I said, that's why I said it doesn't matter who it comes from. Could be if I put something out and it's you guys think it's bullshit, question it.
It's just people like that make people like us look bad. People that don't believe in Bigfoot see crap like that, they're gonna think we're all full of crap.
Oh yeah, I mean it does muddy the waters, when you have legitimate researchers, like anybody who's and to the outside world, like you said, it looks like crap to somebody else. Hold on, just double check this. All right, I'm going to bring up. What's up, DW?
Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. How you doing?
Doing good.
Good. So
Good,
far.
I find it very, very interesting the spin that you guys are putting on this. First of all, Tall One, nice to meet you. Never met you before, but nice to meet you. Hopefully you and I won't be contentious. Steve Coles, never met you. Nice to meet you. The young lady I call Miss Piggy, oink, oink. Nice to meet you. Sasquatch and Cowboy, nice to meet you. So, Moggs, let's start here.
What's up?
I'm sorry, I need to turn off this audio. It's playing in the background.
Are you going to put your?
Are
you going to put yourself up on the screen? Or are you going to hide behind
I've never
icon?
put myself on any screen. I don't use
I
that.
see. I see.
Look me up.
Okay.
So let's start here.
We're not here to argue.
Do you guys want to hear what I got to say? You let
Yeah,
me
I
in.
don't hear what you
All
got
right,
to say,
so
but you want people's names, you better put your face on there.
I don't have to put my face on anything.
All right,
That's not going to happen.
Dark Waters,
So
you just
we're going to talk
argue about that.
Just say shit.
Yeah, I mean, it's like a silly argument. I've never done that. So here's what I find to be.
Nikki Miss Piggy then.
Yeah,
Are we
dude.
gonna talk?
What the fuck? Well, I don't know.
Like I was saying.
Like a fucking
Okay,
adult
so
or
you
like
guys
a
don't
child,
want to
dude.
hear my opinion on
that
it.
wasn't cool.
I'll say
man.
what
That
I'll
wasn't
say is
cool.
this.
You're a coward.
What I would say is
Well,
this.
why don't you apologize first before you say
I don't
that?
need to
Before you have to
apologize
say
for anything. I'm not going to
well,
apologize
you asked for other
anything.
people to apologize.
I asked Lockbeard to apologize for what he
For
started.
what? For backing up DDoS or for talking shit about DDoS, dude? The dude fucking beat women and children, dude. Why is he even a friend of yours? Why is he an associate of yours, man?
Why does he get to decide who does anything? And that's the problem I have. But that's the second thing. Let's talk about the evidence. So here's what I find very peculiar about the evidence situation. So the situation starts off where Vault comes on Mongolian Monsters channel in good faith to hold a conversation with him. He plays the evidence. Moggs, would you not agree? Was there anything contentious about that conversation between the two of you?
No.
Okay, so let's start there. Let's start in reality. So he plays the audio evidence. The conversation happens. You guys talk back and forth about it. There's no issue with if he had an issue with the evidence, he wouldn't have never played it with you guys. So then this is where it gets out of control, because the evidence is, everyone is entitled to their opinion. There's nothing wrong with your opinion on the evidence. But when you start trying to label a person a hoaxer, that's where the issue came in at. That's where you guys are wrong. That's completely out of control. So when we start talking about pointing fingers and calling names, you started that. Nobody else started that, and you need to take responsibility for that. Now, moving forward, everything spiraled out of control from there. Now, the next thing, from my opinion, this was nothing more, in my opinion, this is nothing more than a Hegelian dialectic, because we have you guys on one side calling the evidence a hoax. Now, I don't know, I never met the tall one, Mr. Stanton. I don't know him. I actually like him. He's kind of funny. He talks shit like me. Steve Coles, I don't know you. Cowboy, I only became aware of you last night. Nikki, I only became aware of you because you ran into Pat's conversation talking about hoaxes. So you guys started calling names, and that's where it started. I'm watching an Hegelian dialectic where on one side we have people calling it a hoax, and then on another side we have a gentleman saying, hey, I can get your evidence and I can review it for you. I can help you with this. I can help you show people that it's true. Okay, so I'm sitting back looking at the situation saying, wow, all of a sudden the problem that was created by people claiming that the evidence is fake, now there's somebody offering me a solution. It looks like a gigantic setup. Me and someone had this conversation last night, and they said, hey, man, I couldn't disagree with you. I would take it that way as well. So that's how we took it. And that's why nobody got the audio, because if you wanted to investigate the audio, the way to go about it was to say, hey, listen, we think this audio is from this movie. Let's all get together and go over it. Nobody would have been said, okay, no, you can't have it.
Yeah, like that would have flowed.
Dude, let me finish talking. So
I'll get you the film clip and send it to you, Darkwater.
You absolutely. I want you to do that for me, Cowboy.
All
Feel
right.
free to.
And then what are you going to say
Sidebar note.
What are you going to say
Sidebar
about
note.
when you find out that call?
I'm not going to say anything about
3 days old.
Oh, so you're going to let Vault just kind of go along with his hoax?
I can't hold a conversation with two people. I was talking to Mr. Squatch and Cowboy. Mr. Cowboy. So here's what I say to that. If you claim it's from a movie and it's been uploaded to YouTube 3 times, it's actually on Mog's channel. If it's from a popular Bigfoot movie that's on YouTube and you can find it readily on YouTube, then it should have been copywritten. Mog's channel should be copywritten. Vault's channel should be copywritten. Everybody's channel should be copywritten. So secondly, and you're switching the point off everything I'm saying. You guys have to take responsibility for your actions in the Bigfoot community, because the conversation could have went absolutely different. Instead of being enemies, we all could be friends, but you decided to claim it was a hoax without even reviewing the evidence.
Well, you don't really need to put a lot of review into it, dude. It's pretty fucking obvious.
Hey, that's your opinion. Have you seen the sound wave of it?
Yes, we didn't. They break it down already.
Yeah,
broke the sound wave down. Did you compare 2 sound waves? Where's that
they
video?
They put it on the spectrum and compared the 2.
Who is they?
Didn't Steve do it?
Yeah, I think
not
Steve
this
did.
Steve.
Not me.
Yeah.
No, not me.
Okay, so
Yeah.
the point I'm making is this, and I'm just going to be clear with you guys. This can go on as long as we all want it to, or we all can get along and work together and make some shit happen in this industry. I'm a mover and shaker. It's clear. You guys want to get evidence. I have cameras in the woods. I got shit rolling. But we can beef out as long as you guys want to, but you have to take responsibility for what you've done. I'm willing to
Are you going to take responsibility for the things that you've done, like the stuff on your community tab?
I
you're
don't have no
all these
problem
different
with
people?
anything. I don't have a problem with anything that I've posted whatsoever, because let me explain to you why. Because it's posted in defense of my people who were being called hoaxes.
Defense?
Absolutely. Vault has never had Vault.
So you go post after post, and that's your way of your defending.
Excuse me, sir. Moggs is the only person that had an interaction with Vault. Was there anything done to you, Moggs, that was out of hand by Vault?
No, not at all.
So I'm defending. He's done nothing to you, Moggs. Have I done anything to you?
Not at all.
So the point I'm making here is this, and this is where y'all got it all fucked up, and this is what makes you fucked up. I know I'm fucked up, and I know I'll say it to you. I'm way more fucked up than you guys will ever know and ever understand. But the point I'm making to you is, You need to understand your role in this shit. And if you want the community to move forward, it's going to move forward with or without you. If you want the community to move forward, then you guys have to take responsibility for how y'all handle y'all shit. And you cannot go around calling people hoaxes, even if you don't agree with the evidence.
I call Vault a hoaxer for that video. I mean, that call he put on Mo's show. I'll call
that's
him right
and
now.
that's fine. You can have your opinion. You can do whatever you want to do. But when you gang up and you attack people, don't expect not to be attacked back. And that's all I can say to you. So, like I said,
but dude, you did juvenile attacks, dude. You attack like a fucking child, dude.
That's fine. You don't get to dictate how I defend myself.
I know. We just get to watch it.
You absolutely, and you will watch it. It'll get worse, and that's all I can say. I don't care.
I
It'll
don't
get
watch
worse.
Shit.
Nobody watches you, dude. You got 100 subscribers. Nobody knows who the fuck you are. So nobody knows who you are. The point I'm making is this. The point I'm making is this. You guys can sit here and continue to fight and continue to destroy your brands. You're not going to destroy my brand. You're going to continue to destroy your up-and-coming brands fighting over absolutely nothing. And it accomplishes nothing. It serves you nothing. We're going to move forward and do what we're doing. And that's all it is to it. Period. You can have right to your opinion.
No, I agree. I think everybody should just kind of move forward from this. I mean, I think a lot of people don't really want to associate with you or really have anything to do with you or care about what you're doing, you know, as far as your evidence. So, you know, actually, I think it's probably best that we all kind of move forward from this. And, you know, maybe you shouldn't do your little coy threats through your community tab anymore, and maybe remove the ones and maybe apologize to Nikki before you leave.
But
I think it's best.
To anyone, and I'm not.
I know, because that's because it shows what kind of person you are, man.
I wouldn't take an apology for you, even if you did give it.
That's fine, Miss.
So
But
don't
it shows
tell
what a
me
person
that.
you are, Dark
For
Waters.
you,
It
sir,
shows what a person you are,
It shows that I'm a person
and the
that
people
stands
that
up for his
associated.
friends when they try to
yeah.
bully them.
Dude, you try to bully people.
Absolutely, I'm bullying the bullies. You guys are the bullies. Nobody did you anything.
Whatever. Whatever, dude.
All right, can I talk for a second?
Go ahead.
Because I have been pretty quiet on everything. Dark Waters, how are you?
Nice to meet you, Steve.
Good to meet you. And I'm reading what you're saying, and I have talked to these folks, as you know. I've kind of been out of the loop on this. And what I see, and is a bunch of people. Okay, there's disagreements. There's people that don't like people. All right. So, and I agree that no evidence should ever be called a hoax unless there's something in front of you to prove it's a hoax. So I agree with that point that it could be presumptuous just to hear something and then, you know, an hour later or whatever, call it a hoax. There needs to be thoroughness to it. There needs to be a summation of it. So I agree with that. But what I hear from you is that you want to go your way, you want us to go our way, and that's fine. And I think that would be affable. You can build your brand. We can build, I'm trying to get these guys to build their brands. And I think that's affable. I want to, before anybody speaks, I want to hear from Dark Waters on that.
Are you asking me, am I willing to part ways and leave this alone? Absolutely. But under only one wait, let me finish. Right. There's one condition. The bullshit stops. Because again, nobody. Let me finish, right. Steve. Steve, I didn't speak while you were speaking, Mr. Cowboy. I wasn't speaking while you were speaking. To be clear, you're asking me to back away from something. I want to be clear with you. You have to take responsibility for what you've done. Period.
I haven't done anything.
I'm talking to everybody here has to take responsibility for what they've done.
So what exactly have they done? They had an opinion.
Guys, listen. To come out and call someone a hoaxer, period, is an attack on a person's brand. Period. Now, you can have a right to talk about evidence. You can say, I don't like the evidence. I don't think the evidence is legit. A hoaxer is a whole nother story. That is brand destructive. And if you are into destroying another person's brand, then yours is open to be destroyed, period, by any means necessary. And I just want to be clear with you. Now, to answer your question, to answer Steve's question, Steve, to answer your question, Steve, to answer your question, Steve, to answer your question, yes, absolutely. I'm willing to walk away from it.
Joe, let him answer. Let him
Dude,
answer.
I don't know what this guy's problem is.
Wait a minute,
we're
Joe.
trying to bring it to a resolution, and you're steady
No,
trying
go,
to
go for it.
stop.
It's all you,
So,
man.
Steve,
It's all you.
to
Yeah, go
bring
for
it to a resolution, absolutely. I've said that over and over again. But again, it has to be under those conditions. I don't have no problem with going my way. I didn't know who any of you were before this started. I had never seen a person in here. Just like you probably didn't know anything about me, right?
No, absolutely not.
So if we go to the origin point, honestly, if you go to the origin point of it, we weren't paying attention to any of you guys. And then the hoaxing shit started. I have issue with Lockbeard for what Lockbeard did. That's a whole separate thing. I'm not associating him directly with you guys. I don't know if you, but that's a whole nother story that's going to be dealt with separately. But
yeah, that's a separate thing.
Absolutely, I agree with you. And it would only be fair for that to be absolutely separate. So absolutely, I agree with you, Steve, under those conditions. But again, I hold myself responsible for the things I say and the things I do, just like you need to hold yourself responsible for the things you say and the things you do, and then the outcomes of those things. So, Steve, absolutely, yes, sir.
Say, Steve, can I add one thing, Steve? Hey, Dart, by the way,
what's up,
hello.
homie? How you doing?
So I just so everybody, full discourse, so everybody understands, me and Dart spent some time the other night having a conversation on the phone. I'd never met him. I've never talked to him before. I asked Sean G if he'd forward my number to him because I wanted to talk to him. And this is kind of, I'm hearing what Steve's saying. I'm hearing what Dark's saying. And I'll tell you what, I mean, I talked about it last night when I was on another show is, instead of focusing on the 95% we have in common and moving the science forward, we want to take the 10% we don't have in common and disagree on and try to poison each other with it. And we need to figure out a way to get past that because it's not doing this community any good. Now, what I hear Dart communicating and what I hear Steve communicating is that there's a way for this to move on in everybody's interest. However, when it comes to the personal attacks, where it gets real personal, where we're just taking those stabs at each other because we don't like how we're feeling or how they're projecting, we got to come to a resolution where that stuff ends. And so I'm trying to see this neutrally. Okay. I get where when somebody brings evidence forward and people question it, it doesn't matter who you are or what your brand is. That's hard to deal with. It's hard. And the people who surround you when that happens, they're going to stand up and voice their opinion. I get that. When I went on Vault Show the other night and I explained this to Dart, when I said, hey, if you're adamant about what you got was real, first of all, I'd been gone for 3 days, so I hadn't heard the audio at that point. I wasn't even here. And so me and Vault, we'd been communicating. Me and him share a lot in common. We were both in the military, kind of did the same thing. We were both in Desert Storm. So I had kind of a bond with him where we were just outside the Bigfoot community. We're talking about our past life experience. Kind of realized that with Dart too. He has some past military experience. We kind of had something in common there. I think that's why we remained cordial through the phone call, even though we were kind of had some things that we weren't really sure how to see it eye to eye. But I'm just telling you right now, I don't know how the details get ironed out here, but we've got to figure out a way to move this forward and get rid of these personal attacks.
Yeah.
Because this community does not deserve what it's getting right now from all of us. I understand why Dart feels offended by the way that this came forward. I'm not so sure if I was Vault that I would have went on Mog's show and played it and just said, here you go. I'm not saying he was wrong for doing it, but Dart told me when I offered to have somebody look at that, somebody neutral, not me, somebody neutral, look at that and kind of, endorse it, so to speak, for Vault if it was authentic. I didn't realize that you guys had your own guy that does that stuff. You had explained that to me. You've got a connection. You didn't need my help. I certainly wasn't trying to set some trap by offering that. I really wasn't.
Yeah,
And
actually, none of us knew that he even went on the show.
Well, none of you
this group.
guys knew.
Nobody,
I even
none of us
told
knew.
Dark to call me so we could have a. Nobody knew that. It was between me and him, So, but I'm just saying this. I don't. Other than the accusations of a hoax, which I get is offensive to you and your brand and the people that are with it. My question is this: the whole calling Nikki names and calling other people names and everybody else who's yelling hoaxer at you guys, if we all just agree to squash this thing for the sake of this community, how can we move forward and can we do it respectfully? That's really what we need to figure out. Get rid of the 10% we're poisoning each other with, and let's all bond together and take the 90% we have in common and try to solve this fucking mystery that everybody's trying to solve together. That's really what it comes down to.
Well, let me say this, Jeff, and I'll be clear. Like I said to Mr. Steve, I don't have a problem with moving forward. I'm not apologizing for anything I said because I do it in defense of me, my friends, and what we're building. Just like I wouldn't require you to apologize for what you said unless it was beyond some shit that's on, like the shit that Lockbeard said. He's going to apologize for that. But outside of that,
I doubt that.
this is a part of. Trust me, this is a part of.
That's a different thing. That's
a
a
whole
separate
different
issue.
thing. But I say that
issue.
I say that in juxtaposition to what you guys are doing. This is a business. I don't know if you guys realize this or not. This is a huge business we're all in. And attacking a brand is a whole nother story. And Mr. Cowboy, I understand how you feel. There's a lot of people who feel like it's not a business. Therefore, they have 100 subscribers and nobody knows them. So the point I'm making is this. As a brand, as a businessman, when you attack another person's brand, expect to be attacked back. There's no apologies necessary for that on my part because I'm doing what I need to do to defend what's mine. Just like if I walked in your house, your front door, and slapped you in your face and you shot me in my head, you don't have to apologize for that. To me, attacking my brand is attacking my wealth and attacking my family, and you get what you deserve for doing that. As far as moving forward, we can move forward with no problem whatsoever. Let it be, let it go, and we can go our own separate ways. And like Jeff, what I said the other night was, you never know. Later on in the future, I might be helping you with something because we were able to keep our agreement. And that's all I got to say.
So I guess what I would add to that is that, I mean, and I say this all the time. Look, I don't have to say I'm best friends with somebody or even like somebody to be able to learn something from them. Okay. And we might squash this thing and move on and still have some hard feelings we bear inside. But the truth is that doesn't mean I can't go on your channel and learn something, or you can't go on my channel and learn something. And if we aren't willing to learn from each other, we aren't going to get anywhere with this shit.
It's true.
I mean, everybody knows that. So my whole thing is look, if we hit this reset button, what it comes down to is this. I don't know that everybody on this screen was really conscious that they're attacking your brand as much as they were questioning a piece of evidence. But I get how it came across to you that they were attacking your brand. I totally get that. That's how I would have felt if I was you. I totally understand that. I'm just saying, I don't know if questioning that evidence could have came from anybody and they would have questioned it the same way. So it wasn't a personal attack towards you. However, when it's coming towards your brand, 3 or 4 guys involved with a multitude of shows, I get how you perceive it. That I'm just acknowledging.
Let me interject this, Jeff, because I understand what you're trying to say. But again, that's spinning the personal responsibility. Again, you don't get to dictate what comes back your way once you do that. You really don't. You don't get to dictate what comes your way. And you, as a man, if I ever say anything negative about someone, I know I don't get to dictate how that person responds.
You just
What the fuck is talking?
So before I just like you guys are responding right now, I understand.
Hey, Danny, come on, guys.
I've been quiet for a long time, Muggs.
So I'll say this
for a long time.
Danny. Let me finish my statement, Danny. I'll say this. Just like I'm prepared to take whatever you have to say right now, it's going to roll off my back. The point I'm making to you is this. If you're going to dish it, be willing to take it. Danny, I don't know you. I've never said anything about you. The only person in here who actually can have an issue with me is Nikki. Brent, I don't know you. Moggs, I've never said anything negative about you. I pointed out things about you. Jeff, I've yet to say anything about you. Steve, I don't know anything about you. The only person who has legitimate beef with me right now is Miss Nikki. So as far as I'm concerned, the only person that I would even be having to have a conversation behind the scenes with, and if I thought about apologizing, it would be Nikki. But even with that, if Nikki said, hey, fuck you, I don't give a fuck what you got to say, then I have to eat that because I stand behind what I said. And that's the point I'm making. So if we're going to agree to disagree, fine. If we're going to agree to move on, we can do that. But all the rest of the stuff, it is what it is. The question is, how do we finalize this? How do we close this?
Well, I just have one real quick question, and this is an honest question. Trust me, there's no ulterior motive behind it. I'm trying to figure out how you felt about Nikki, and obviously now her being on the defensive of what you said, the name calling, how it's made her feel. My question is this: can you help me understand specifically what did Nikki do differently than anybody else who had questioned that evidence, and maybe
I'll absolutely answer that question for you.
Help me figure that out.
The last time I was on with Mr. Moggs, I said, Moggs, it's a bad thing when one thing becomes two things becomes four things become six. You recall me saying that, Moggs? The reason why I live by that philosophy, when you're dealing with people, the natural instinct of human beings is to pile onto a situation. One person starts talking negative, the second person, the third person, the fourth person. Everybody gets treated the same from me once you start piling on. And that is the process of which was going on. The particular night that Nikki got involved in this, she was on with Pat, and Pat was sitting there saying, I'm going to leave this alone. Pat has been saying, I'm going to leave this alone. I'm going to leave this alone. We should leave this alone. And it kept spiraling out of control. So everybody gets it as far as I'm concerned, because it kept spiraling out of control. Could it have stopped? Could any of you decide to hold a conversation and stop it? Absolutely.
So let me ask you this, not expecting you to apologize, because you've stated you're really not wanting to do that. And Nikki stating she wouldn't accept it anyway.
Exactly. So
my question is this: can we at least from here on out hit the reset button and say, look, if we move forward as a community and focus on this 90%, can we at least stop the personal attacks from here on out? I mean, is there a reason to keep it up? I gave my conditions for that
already, Jeff. I'm waiting on an agreement for the conditions.
What are the conditions?
That you guys shut up and going about your way, and I shut up and go about my way. And we don't have to talk about each other anymore. Keep my name out of y'all's mouth and my family's name out of y'all mouth, and I'll keep your names out of my mouth. And it's really that simple. That's the same conversation I had before.
Regardless of how any of us feel about it, I think the community probably deserves that, regardless of how we feel about it. I really feel like we need to move forward. You guys do your thing, we do our thing, and let this community not have to suffer from it. But there's a lot of people. There's a lot of people who still
for other listeners that stirred shit.
Yeah, I mean, part of that is going to be, putting out a message to, the folks who are hanging out in your chat and the folks who are hanging out in ours. And we have some people who hang out in both, that an agreement's been reached. We don't need to make this personal anymore. We don't need 5 people jumping on a show just because somebody's a guest.
Well, it never was personal for us.
To start that.
Well, let me say this. It is our responsibility as creators to investigate what someone's saying when they make claims. That's why, Moggs, I came into your chat to disclose to you what the gentleman was doing. Actually, it is our responsibility. I've had a lot of beef on YouTube since I've been here. And there's been a lot of traps and landmines that were set where somebody said something, and had I not went back and investigated myself, I would have spoken out of turn and said the wrong thing and started the entire beef. So no, we are responsible to do the research to make sure that we're not being manipulated and used. So there is responsibility, Moggs, in the mix when we talk about this, because as a creator, we're responsible to not allow someone to sway our opinion in a certain way. For example, I'll give you guys a perfect example. I did some bitch shit the other day, and I apologized to Roger from the LBL about it, because I was under the impression that Roger lied, and he confronted me. Dark, I didn't lie. If you got any questions about me, talk directly to me. I said, you know what, Roger, I did some whole ass shit. I apologize. That's some bitch shit. I'm sorry. So we have a personal responsibility. That's why when I come to you and I say what I'm saying, I live by these rules, period. You attack me, I attack you back. You don't get to decide how it comes. And I will shut the fuck up and not say nothing else about you and move on about my business, because this is a business to me. If you want to know anything about this business, I'll tell you the same thing I told Jeff the other day. All the back and forth and going back and forth, all you need to do is play the algorithm and do what you need to do content-wise, and you will grow and your family will be rewarded. And that's all it is to it. And once you build it, protect it, because it's yours. And you put your time, sweat, blood, and energy into it. This is mine. What I'm building belongs to me and my friends, and I'm willing to defend it by any means necessary. And that's it. That's what you witnessed. So we can move on. If we all can agree with that, we can move on. I'm cool.
Steve,
But we got to come to that agreement.
Steve was going to say something. What do you think? What were your thoughts, Steve, that you wanted to share?
Well, I think and Dark, I know you're trying to build your brand, and you're building your brand very well.
It's already built.
And we know how that
225 interviews all over the world.
Okay, you can throw numbers. That's all great.
So it's already built. I just want to clarify. I'm not trying to build. I've already built it. So you're attacking something that's built. Go ahead. Okay. Not you, because you haven't said anything, but go ahead.
Okay. So my point is, as a content creator, you should be very aware that if you put stuff out, and I'm not saying that the jump on calling it a hoax was right, and there's something going on in the background.
Yeah, who is that?
That's not me.
Okay, there it is. Wow, it is.
That's your mic.
Is that
swinging?
me?
Yep, it's swinging.
My mic is not swinging.
I don't think it's Steve.
Touch it again. Nope, not you.
Well, there's feedback coming from somewhere.
Yeah.
Everybody hit mic.
It's not enough. Not enough to
Right.
Yeah. Stop this conversation.
I guess what I'm saying is that as a content creator,
It's not me.
if you're putting out controversial stuff, don't expect your stuff never to be analyzed. Now, I'm not saying it was right to go out and throw it. Like I said that earlier, that if you're calling something a hoax because somebody heard something without presenting it in the proper fashion, yeah, I wouldn't do that. Not saying, and I guess I don't know the context of it. I didn't see the episode. I didn't see any of this. I didn't even hear the audio. But if you put content out and it catches attention, people are going to analyze it. And you understand, if somebody puts out a decent analysis and proves it's a hoax, then that is on your brand. And that is not an attack on your brand. That it's not a personal attack. And the one thing as content creators, we can't take sometimes criticism as personal as we do. All right. And a lot of times you've said it's just my brand. And I understand that, but don't over personalize it. That's and I've been podcasting now for going in my third decade.
Well, I've been in radio for 16 years. This is my fifth year. For 16 years prior to this is my fifth year on YouTube. I understand exactly where you're coming from.
Right. So that's all I'm saying.
I agree. I don't agree with you, but I can see where you're coming from. Here's what I'm saying. There's a difference between someone analyzing evidence and putting out an analyzation of it and then saying this evidence is fraudulent or this evidence is this. That has not been done. If that's done,
I agree with that.
So let me finish. Please,
I agree with
finish.
that.
What has been done is one person called it a hoax. They said it sounded like a movie.
Dark.
Let me finish.
We've talked about that.
No.
Dark.
But you're not. Let me get to the final point. And then from there, it sparked up all the rest of the people with the BS. If you did analysis of it, you do analysis of it. Go do what you're gonna do. But don't sit there and just pop off at the mouth and call it a hoax. If you got analysis, you got analysis. So the whole point of this conversation was to resolve the issue. That's why I walked into the lines to resolve the issue.
So if something comes across one of your networks that somebody analyzes and puts out a decent analysis and a fair analysis, you wouldn't have an issue with that.
The whole point that I'm making with you right now is we were trying to resolve this.
Well, I'm
Are we
trying to
gonna
resolve.
resolve-
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to.
Are we going to resolve that? What you're proposing is not, may not be a resolution. The point I'm trying to say is, if we're going to resolve this, we have a proposition on the table to resolve it. Do we want to resolve it, or do we not want to resolve it?
I'm trying to clarify. I'm trying to clarify a point.
And I'm clarifying, Steve. Clearly, you're going to.
You're not clarifying it.
I'm about to. Someone's going to do what they want to do with the audio already as is. What you're saying to me out of your mouth is, oh, so if someone analyzes this to find it as a hoax, you're not going to have anything to say. The point I'm making is this: at the end of the day, you should have started there. So we didn't start there.
That's fine.
So this is where we are right now. So you want to go back to where you should have started? No, we're not going there. The point I'm making right now is you're going to do. Let me finish, Brent. You're going to do what you're going to do. If that's what you're going to do, that's what you're going to do. Go ahead and do it. The point I'm making is all the rest of the shit that started was handled wrong. Period. And you guys know that.
Okay.
What would your response be?
The way it was responded to was wrong too.
Brent hasn't had a chance to address me. Brent, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
What would your response be if we came to you, hypothetically, with that vault or keeper's audio? We came to you and said, "Hey, look, this isn't what it is." You know, but first, what would your response been if somebody would have came to you in a respectful way, showed you the spectrogram, showed you how it's the same exact sound? What would your response have been?
You're asking me to answer a hypothetical question with something that didn't answer. Why would I answer a hypothetical?
Going forward, it's something going forward. What is your response? What is your response going to be when one of your members is producing audio that was shown to be fake? Are you going to defend that person still like you're defending them now, or are you going to say, "Hey, yeah, you're right"?
I can easily answer that question for you, Brent. When we get to that point, then we'll deal with that then. I'm not going to answer a hypothetical question. When we cross that bridge, we'll cross that bridge. But right now, we're nowhere near that bridge because you guys didn't handle it the right way. And that's simple. Why would I answer a hypothetical question?
I think what we're talking about here,
we're trying to resolve it.
Well, I get that, and that's what I'm trying. That's what I'm trying to work forward to. It
doesn't need to be worked forward to. It's simple. We can make that agreement and go on about our business. If you guys are going to analyze the evidence, you're going to do that regardless. I don't have to have a role in that.
What we do.
So
we're not really into building brands. We're kind of really into researching and finding out what's real and what's not. So we analyze stuff that we come across.
Let's stop talking about this.
You didn't analyze the evidence. You claimed it was a hoax, and you didn't analyze it.
So I agree. I presume
it's hypothetical. Brent, it's hypothetical. You did not handle it the right way.
Okay,
let's agree that you guys didn't handle it the right way and move forward from there. Go ahead, Jeff.
I'll concede that. What I would like to ask, just so that we can move forward, is from here on out, just so everybody knows, when I put out in evidence, whether it's an audio recording, a video, whatever, I not only invite the whole community to review it, I invite the whole goddamn Dark Waters Network to review it, because I'm putting it out to everybody when I put it out. Okay? And I get you got your people that vet your stuff before you put it out. I've got my research. Everybody's got their own stuff, right? That they try to do that before they put it out. My question is forget this piece of evidence we're talking about right now, just hypothetically. If Brent puts out a piece of evidence, or somebody that I don't even know that has a channel puts out a piece of evidence, I consider it, once they put it out, fair game that I'll take a look at it, I'll analyze it, I'll look at what they analyzed, I'll look at what other people are saying about it, and I may talk about it. And I would like to think that if we're going to move forward from here on out, because you're right, we went about it wrong. When we yelled hoax without any spectrogram or anything to show it, that was not the proper way to vet it by personal opinion. Okay, I can have my personal opinions, but if I'm going to run out and yell hoax without actually doing any testing, that's not fair. It's probably, I would say that's not really fair to anybody. But from here on out, I mean, if I put out evidence, I want everybody to look at it. And if you guys put out evidence, I want to help move the science forward and look at your guys' evidence, assuming you guys
Jeff, I think we finalized that conversation between me and you last night when we talked about it.
I think we did. I'm circling back, having it again, just so that everybody can agree that evidence should be analyzed.
Jeff, your mic is over modulating. There you go. Talk to me.
No, I muted myself. I'll mute it again here.
Nope, it's not dark either.
No, it's not.
It's not me. I just muted it. But you're right, Dark. We did talk about it. I'm circling back, having this again, so that everybody can understand. Hey, look, if we go about this the right way, when we vet stuff, before we yell the H word in front of everybody, if it's vetted properly, we should be able to approach this fairly and talk about what other people are doing. Everybody should be fair game when they bring evidence forward. I don't know that. I think if Vault could do it over, he probably would have done it differently. And if we could do it over, there ain't no fucking doubt we would have done it differently rather than everybody yell hoax. Everybody would have approached this differently. I think everybody.
It's a good learning experience for everybody.
It has been a learning. It's exactly right, Brent. If we could look at this and say, hey, look, you guys do your thing. I'm not going to run over you guys. I'll show up in your chat and say, hey, Dark, how's it going? Because I'd like to think that we can all get along that way. I would want you to jump in my chat and say the same thing. I just want to be able to move forward and show respectfully look at each other as people who are trying to solve this puzzle together and treat each other with respect, approach each other with respect until we have a reason not to be respectful. And I get you felt you had that reason. I get why. I'm just saying from here on out, if anybody puts out evidence, it ought to be fair game to look at it the right way. And that's acknowledging that maybe we didn't look at it the right way. That's all I'm saying.
No, I agree. I agree with that. I think that, there is a proper way of, talking about it, talking about audio that's in question and how that is released to the public. I think that there is a process that should be done for that. And I agree with everybody that it wasn't really done this time around. But again, it's a learning experience and, not something that should bury any of us. Because, we can't afford, none of us can afford to go to war or fight, because YouTube is so woke now that they'll just terminate our channels, the first hint, and we're done, so we all need to help make sure that doesn't happen to any of us here, so that's why this really needs to end tonight.
I'd like to say, Let me say this, Jeff. I'll reiterate what I said earlier, which is I'd agree to keep y'all names out of my mouth and y'all keep my name out of your mouth, my family's name out of your mouth, period. I'm not worried about the woke YouTube. I've been in beef on YouTube way bigger than this with way more people. YouTube is not taking me
woke now, though. Man, they're so woke that they just terminate accounts.
Trust me. Trust me. This is nowhere near what I've been in. So I'm not worried about that. That single agreement I want is we go all separate ways and go on about our business. What you do, if you get an audio, if you see a clip, because we're streaming Saturday night, where we're going to be live in front of the camera, where we know there's Bigfoot activity, where the sound was caught, where there were other sounds caught. What you do is what you do. I cannot stop you from doing anything. I can't. I'm not a fool. What I'm saying to you is this: you guys handled it the wrong way, and then I handled it the way I handled it. Period. And all I want is it to go away. Now, if we can let it go away, cool. I'm cool with that. Period. Jeff, to answer your question, no. I told you no already. I'll tell you in front of everybody else, no. But I'm willing to move on and go on about my business. And I guarantee you, everybody else that's associated with me is going to go on about their business and handle their business. You guys can focus on building your channels up, getting stronger, getting more listeners, getting more followers. I can continue to do what I'm doing. And that's what I propose. Now, I don't know if people agree to that. It doesn't. At this point in time, I express myself. I came in here. You could say whatever you wanted to say. And I think I've been fair about it, period. So it's just what it is.
I'll say this. From here on out, when I put evidence out that I bring to the table, I'm not only giving certain people the permission to put my name in their mouth, I'm giving you and everybody in your network if I bring that evidence forward and put it out there. But here's what I'd expect. I'd expect before you start talking negative about it, you test it and you'd look at it in the proper channels and do the proper things before you start getting critical of it. And that's acknowledging the point that you made tonight, Dark, that maybe that was not done. Okay. And as far as some of the people in chat saying, "Hey Jeff, you're appeasing this, appeasing that." No, I'm not. I'm trying to fix what's happening here because this community is suffering from it if we don't.
This is
There's
just
no
going to
doubt
spiral
about
out
it
of
that this
control. It
community
has
will
to end.
suffer if we don't fix this. That's what I'm interested in. Let's all be respectful to each other. Let's move on, and let's let this community benefit from all of our damn shows, all of the things that we share.
I agree.
So we all agree on that, and it's nobody appeasing anybody. It's just we all learn from it and know what we're going to do moving forward.
Well,
Because,
I'd like to hear what Nikki has to say because she hasn't shared much, and honestly, I know that she was, look, there's a lot of type A personalities on this panel. Let's acknowledge that, right? That doesn't mean that right isn't right and wrong isn't wrong, but everybody handles and processes stuff differently. And I just want to make sure before I say, yeah, let's move on, that Nikki, are you fine with that?
I'm fine with it. To get my name put up there or associated with Miss Piggy or being called bowel movement or being called anal extremity. No, I'm not fine with that. I didn't deserve that.
So if I
wasn't attacking Darkwater. I didn't even know who you were. I don't know who your network is. I don't know who your associates are. All I knew is that I was on a show with Squatch Talk, and I agreed that I recognized that audio, and that's all I said. And then
That's not all you said.
And then I asked Steve or somebody to give me names so that I could block after all that happened.
Yeah, I believe right
Jeff,
now.
Excuse me, Jeff. Ma'am,
Sorry.
that is not all you said.
What else did I say?
You called it a hoax. You said hoaxers.
Yes.
Specific. Absolutely. So with
because
that being,
we had already heard
Nikki,
that
let's make an
audio.
agreement, Nikki. I'm gonna be quiet and let you talk. If you allow me to talk after, I'll talk after you. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I don't want to cut you off. Go ahead.
I was just saying that I had heard it. Several people had already heard it. We knew it was from a movie. We didn't know which one at that very moment, but we were finding it. And it was happening. But as far as an attack on you, it was not on you. That's why for you to attack me took me off guard, because I could see Vault attack me for coming against him, but not you, because I didn't even know who you were. And all I wanted to do was block. And you go on with your life and I'll go on with my life. That's all. That's all I wanted to do.
All right. Well, let me reply to you. First of all, you did call it a hoax. You guys were talking about where it came. Well, according to you, where it came from, because Pat was talking about where it came from. During that conversation, Pat's exact words were, "I'm going to leave that alone. You should leave that alone. We're trying to move forward." Then let me finish. Then Pat said, "Those are quote unquote bad people." So here's why I stand on it. It was absolutely none of your business. You hopped in and you piled on. Once you piled on,
well, that's what you're doing.
No, I'm not piling on. Again, I'm defending what's mine. Now you can take it how you want.
Well,
you're going to interpret.
That's exactly what I'm doing
Nikki,
too.
I let you talk, Nikki. I try my best not to cut you off. Now you cut me off. I showed you respect. Showed me the same respect. So you decided you were going to pile on. There's a price to pay for that. I said what I had to say. You feel how you feel. I feel how I feel. Again, I have not slapped anybody in this group. I didn't disrespect anybody in this group. I didn't know anybody in this group. Period. It started after you guys started. And that's all it is to it. So I understand how you feel. I can even empathize with how you feel. But at the end of the day, personal responsibility. You chose to let words come out of your mouth. I didn't. You chose to jump into that. I didn't. You made that decision. So therefore, there's consequences for everybody's decision, just like there will be consequences for the decision of me coming to this panel tonight. I'm willing to pay those. I have absolutely no price with it. There are going to be people who say what they have to say, and I'm fine with that. And that's all I expect of any other adult. If you got something to say, when somebody says something back, then guess what? You can clam up, you can run off, you can curse me out, you can say whatever you want to say, but I'm going to have something to say back. To address the reason why Vault has not said anything is because Vault was the person under attack. In the Dark Waters family, the person that is under attack does not need to defend themselves. That's why it is the Dark Waters family. That's why. Because let me explain, period. So in order to keep it from spiraling out of control, I've been talking. I drew all the fire on me, period. And I don't have a problem with paying the price for that. Now, we can move forward, like I said, and we can resolve it, or we can keep going back and forth. Either way it goes, it doesn't bother me. I agree with Brent. I agree with Jeff. I agree with Moggs. I agree with Steve. We should move forward. But that's y'all decision. I've already told you where I stand. I said the same thing privately to Jeff. I'll say it here. We can move forward and be done with it, or we can keep going.
Can I ask
that's
you,
up to you guys to agree with.
Can I ask you one question quick, Dark? And this is just in the effort to move it forward. I haven't been on YouTube long enough to have a community tab, but if I did,
I'm not deleting anything from my community tab, Jeff. I stand behind everything I say and the reasons why I said it. If that's what you're alluding to, go back. My community tab goes back 5 years. My Facebook page goes back 5 years. Everything is there. It's there for a reason, so people can know what I said and why I said it. I'm not deleting the thing if that's what you're insinuating. We can move forward from this point, or we can't. You guys have already admitted that you started this. I didn't start it. So if you want to move forward, we move forward. If we don't, we don't.
Hold.
Yeah, I don't.
Let me, Jeff. Let me talk for a second. Understand, Dark, and again, I agree it wasn't done right. But when evidence goes out unchecked, okay, that's. And I'll give you a hypothetical. If I put evidence out there and it's not checked thoroughly and it's not verified by my own work, then who's starting it, really? Did Todd Standing, when he put the Muppet up, who started that fight? We didn't.
Are you trying to insinuate?
I'm not trying to insinuate anything. No, I'm just making. No, I'm just. What I'm trying to say. Let me finish.
That's a terrible example. Go ahead.
It is a terrible example, but I'm just saying that if somebody puts out something bogus or a piece of evidence, anything, like I'll give you even mine, the Vermont trail cam photo. That's not my evidence, but that was somebody who came to me, analyzed it, went out. People criticize it. Do I attack them? No. I analytically go after them why I believe it's real. I don't sit there and call them Miss Piggy. I don't sit there and call them names. I don't go out and try to threaten to burn them down. That is wrong.
In your opinion, it's absolutely wrong because that's your moral standard. My standard is different. If you start something, you don't get to dictate the response. I've said this 1,000 times. So again,
right. So you're responsible for the content you put out. If you put out content that's evidence or quote unquote evidence, then you should be a big boy, put on your big boy pants and expect that evidence to be questioned and checked. That's all I'm saying. And as a person, who has been in this business,
I tried to resolve it.
No. I'm just saying,
Steve.
I'm not saying you.
Let me be clear with you, Steve. I tried to resolve this in an amicable way.
Now, we still can. We still can.
No, we're getting to the point where we're not going to be able to because now we're going to sit there and say, I need to put on my big boy pants. Putting on big boy pants is coming to hold the conversation with the people and try and resolve it. So either we can go back and forth and argue, or we can try and resolve it.
But listen, you've had 20 minutes of explaining your position. Now let me explain.
I'm just telling you, the road you're going down doesn't lead to resolution. Now you can walk down that road.
It certainly does. I'm not saying anything but anything. What I'm saying is that should be your expectation of being a broadcaster. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying this has anything to do with you go your way, I go our way. But you're sitting there putting the onus on everything. There is responsibility on both sides here. And I'm sorry, I can't listen to just you steamrolling. And pardon my French, I don't mean to offend, so don't take that wrong. But you're trying to steamroll the conversation how you're the victim here. When you put out when a station of yours puts out evidence, then guess what? That makes you fair game. Now, how it was done, not right. So that's why this conflict.
Steve, here's the problem.
So
Steve, you're double talking. So
I'm not double talking. You're double talking.
You're readily admitting that you did not investigate it right.
Hold
at
on.
the same time.
Hold on.
You just said it wasn't handled right.
Time.
What
I
words
wasn't
just came out
part
of
of
your
it.
mouth?
I was not part of
Okay,
this.
then. Well, okay,
All right.
then.
So
okay,
what
then.
I'm
If
saying
you're not
is,
a part of it, but it's already been agreed that it wasn't handled right, and then you're going to spin it back around. It's been agreed it hasn't been handled right. Everybody said we can handle it differently. Everybody said we all can handle this situation
right. I agree with
differently.
that.
Steve, that's why I'm saying to you, the road you're going down does not lead
Okay.
to a resolution.
So
the whole point I'm making is this. It is very, very simple. We can make that agreement to move on, or we can't. I'm fine with whatever decision we make. I came here to make that offer to move on. You've already admitted that you guys didn't handle it right. We all have already admitted we could have handled things differently. The point I'm making is, are we going to move on or not? Yes or no? I'm fine.
Yeah.
90% of the people agreed already. We were waiting on Nikki, and I can understand how Nikki feels.
Listen, I'm fine. I just had to put my 2 cents in that.
Your 2 cents are absolutely appreciated.
You're entitled to that.
Okay. Hey, before anything, so if you have any questions, if we're trying to attack you or vice versa, Dark, we should keep a communication line open. So
absolutely, I would love that.
Okay, good. Because I don't want a
troll to start some shit.
Yeah, absolutely. Or something. Okay.
I believe in open lines of communication. That's how you stop all the bullshit. That's why I reached directly out to Moggs. That's why I'm here now.
And I'll tell you what would lead to that would be there's going to be people that follow our channels that are going to say you shouldn't have thrown the olive branch out, and there's going to be people, Dark, from your fan base that's going to say the same thing to you. I mean, we're all going to take heat over that, but in the best interest of this community, I don't see where we have a choice but to let you do your thing, we do our thing. And if I put out evidence, it's not like everybody gets to examine it except you. Everybody gets to examine it. And I think as a researcher, which I consider myself to be, and I think you do consider yourself to be, when we put out the evidence, we're kind of inviting the community to take a peek at it.
Jeff, you know we talked about the looping the other night. Okay, so you remember what my response was to that. So guys, can we agree? We agree, right? Thank you. I appreciate each and every one of you taking time, even though it was a contentious conversation. I think it was a prosperous conversation that's going to move this forward. Best of luck to you guys. God bless you. And y'all have a good night.
I'll see you later.
Thanks for your time. All right, guys.
I hope the community, those who are watching this and those who may be watching it, whether it's tomorrow or next week or they saw it live right now, can understand that this isn't about appeasement. This isn't about, look, I think we can all agree that had we been Vault, we would have done, it's not like he put on his channel. He came here to yours and shared this. And I think in his mind, he knew that people were going to take a look at it. How we responded by yelling the hoax word without doing any analyzing other than just saying, I know I've heard that sound before. I honestly don't. In retrospect, it was hard for me to see that in the past, but I look at that now and say, if we were really adamant about putting that message out, we should have had the spectrograph done and then brought it forward and said, this is why we think it is. We jumped the gun on that. He's got a valid point. But to say that that's all that fault lays on us, Vault's the one who came here and shared that. So like he said, and like we've said, we can all look at this in retrospect and say, I would have done something differently. The fact that it got poisoned to where we were name calling and shit, that just does not need to fucking happen in this community.
You're right.
No, but some people go down that road and people that
let's be honest, the people who didn't like me before the show are still not going to like me, and the people who don't like Vault before this show are still going to not like Vault. That's not going to change. I don't expect everybody to sing fucking Kumbaya, but we've got to move forward without tripping over our own dicks trying to get this thing fixed here.
Well, it's just
community don't need to hear shows talking about this shit.
Time waster. It's such a time waster going.
Yeah, I've been done with this, but I also support that. Hey, like you said, if somebody, when you put something out there, you're putting it out there for scrutiny. So don't get pissed off if it's scrutinized. It's going to happen.
You want to sound off, Steve, before we put a knife in this thing?
But I'm done with it.
No, not at all. I wasn't. I haven't heard the video. I haven't been any part of this, except for I saw an opportunity to kind of.
Well, thanks for doing some mediation there, Steve.
Trying.
Appreciate it.
But by the way, Nikki will be back in the after show.
Right? Yeah. I'm not spending much time back there, but we'll. I am going to wrap this up here. This has been over 3 hours. Yeah, this bullshit does need to be put to rest. So let's just leave it at that.
I think it is. I think it is now. So it's good.
Right on. Jeff, thank you.
Yeah.
Brent, thanks for coming on. Steve, good
Thanks.
to see you.
Good seeing you, Moggs.
We'll see you all again soon. You guys can just hang out backstage. I'll be back there in a little bit. I'm just going to start putting you back there. Let's see. Jeff. Brent, I'll be back. Thanks, man.
Yep.
All right, guys. I want to thank everybody for showing up tonight. Sorry if I bored the fuck out of you for the last 30 minutes, but you know what? Things needed to be done, needed to be said. It is what it is. Okay. I feel it's necessary, because for the animosity and everything, for someone to come out for somebody looking from the outside in who's new, would be like, what the fuck is this bullshit? And I get it. So, let's just move forward. All right, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out and chat tonight. If you guys like the show, hit that thumbs up. Also share. And if you're new, subscribe, and make sure you hit that bell so you get your notifications. Anybody feels like donating to the show, feel free. The link is up in the banner on the lower right-hand corner, and I'll also put it in the description. All right, guys. I will see you guys on Tuesday. Thank you so much again. And be safe out there, all right? Peace and God bless, everybody. Thanks again.